I'm muted. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And with me today is Doug TenNapel. Hey, Doug. How's it going, buddy?
Thanks for having me on, Nick. I appreciate it.
You know
My
what?
brother.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have you on. Why? What happened to my... I put the chat in the wrong thing. Hold on 1
You put
second.
the chat in the wrong hole. What are you doing?
I'm running this thing like a rank amateur. Absolutely terrible. There we go. Hi. Hi, Doug. I've got everything working now, I think.
Okay.
But you need to talk. Yeah, okay, good. It is switching.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Hey. So here's what we're here to do today, guys. We've got two objectives. Besides me ever learning how to run a YouTube show, which will never happen. But our first objective...
It's part of the charm. Part of the charm. It's how bad you are at this.
Yeah, and it is embarrassing. We are here today. I'm going to bring this over into the shot. We're here to promote. This is our primary objective. This is a weird thing that I don't do a lot, but Doug is a friend, and so I'm doing it today. We're here to promote Doug's campaign. Bigfoot Bill is coming to a close tomorrow.
Shutting the store down. Can't get it anymore after tomorrow.
So we're gonna do a little promotion here. We're gonna talk about Bigfoot Bill, and we're gonna talk about Vic Mignogna. Mignogna. Does anybody on Earth know how to pronounce this guy's name?
Mignogna or Mignogna? Mignogna.
What's that? How old are you, Doug? Not really, but don't you say manana if you don't mean it. By Jimmy Buffett. Are you Jimmy Buffett old?
Oh yeah, Margaritaville was on the radio, when I was walking around. So
before you were confined to your bed.
Yeah, cheeseburger in paradise. In fact, when I created Earthworm Jim, when we were working on it, our lead animator Mike Dietz was a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, so I went through his whole library for a year on continual play. So we heard that a lot of Jimmy Buffett.
Okay. Yeah. My parents listened to a lot of Jimmy Buffett for a very long time. Well before I was freed from the trappings of their automobile.
Of their audio. Are they parrot heads? Would they call themselves parrot heads? Those are Jimmy Buffett fans are called parrot heads.
I don't know if they're that embarrassingly pro Jimmy Buffett, but let's just say I know the words to many, many Buffett songs.
Cheeseburger in paradise. Did they ever go to one of his concerts and wear a Hawaiian shirt?
I know they've been to
that's another embarrassing
shows.
Trait of Jimmy Buffett fans.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know that they wore the shirts, but they were definitely at some of his shows. But anyway, so we're going to talk about Vic Mignogna. Let's see. Mignogna. Okay, that's what Nitro Altis says. We're going to talk about that, but we're here to sell some Bigfoot Bill tonight. This is a last push. Doug has gotten a lot of support over at Comics Artist Pro Secrets channel, Ethan Van Sciver. I'm hoping he can get some support and we can entertain you guys today. So real quick, let's do a rundown. If any of you on my channel have not seen this or are not in the comic community or the Comics Gate community, you may not know about Bigfoot Bill. But Doug, can you tell us a little bit about it? And I have the campaign page pulled up over our faces. So
sure. Before you go too deep in the campaign, my name is Doug TenNapel. I'm the creator of Earthworm Jim. I did the Neverhood for DreamWorks. I created the children's television show Cat Scratch for Nickelodeon. I was the showrunner for the VeggieTales / Netflix reboot for 78 episodes that have been released over the last 4 years. This is my 18th graphic novel. I've sold 6 of those ideas into Hollywood. I'm an Eisner Award winner. I'm an Emmy nominated animator. I make video games and graphic novels and TV series. That's my background. Bigfoot Bill is, I almost think of it as like a spiritual sequel to Earthworm Jim, as I went back into my kind of 90s style of these bug-eyed comedic, kind of sci-fi oddball superheroes. And it's about a Bigfoot who's caught in this government facility in the middle of Los Angeles where they keep all of the cryptozoological characters, creatures. So Loch Ness is in there, a unicorn is in there, Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, the god Poseidon is in there. And Bigfoot Bill finds out that he has family outside. And so he wants to break out. So he steals the finger bone of Poseidon, which controls the Kraken, and he puts on the Kraken as a costume and wears it as like a super armor. And it helps him escape onto the streets of LA. So this is the main story of like a superhero story. The book started out as a 48-page floppy, and because we're getting up into the stratosphere now on what it's raised, I kept adding things more and more with each stretch goal. And now the book is hardbound. There's a full making of called the Sketchbook Ash Can. Sometimes it's called Sketchbook, sometimes it's called the Ash Can. They're the same book, but it's also hardbound. They have gold leafing on the cover, embossing on the cover. These are heavy reinforced. We've done paper upgrades. There's color end sheets, just like it's a book that's made to stand up and go in your library. It's a 9 by 12 volume, so it's oversized. And the book, I just kept adding pages to the main story, and it's up to 98, a full 96-page graphic novel. It comes with a 3-inch bomber patch free for every backer. Comes with trading cards that I went through a professional company to do. The same ones that do the NASCAR trading cards are doing. It's got a foil wrapper on it. These trading cards. It's got a free Bigfoot Bill video game only for the backers, and it's by two of the crew members and I, who all three of us worked on Earthworm Jim. The musician Tommy Tallarico is doing a song for us, and it's going to be a great side scroll shooter. It's a demo, so it's going to be one level, but it's free for the backers, playable on PC and Mac, and it's going to be a blast. So that's the big Bigfoot Bill honking, and my hair, Nick,
Yeah, let me pull that back up.
my hair is not normally this color, but I agreed. I didn't know if I'd reach
Hold on,
150.
let me fix you. Let me fix you.
Okay.
Doug felt the burning rage of his Saiyan pride welling up within him. And
Yes.
he was so enraged and angered at the sad state of his enemies, that he burst into a shocking display of energy, and his hair turned this beautiful.
I became a ginger.
Right.
Like overnight.
He's an Irish Super Saiyan now.
I'm an anime character now. And if the campaign reaches 180, which tomorrow we're closing the store, this book will not be available in stores. All my books go up in value when the campaigns close. My Kickstarter books that I was regularly getting $25 for the backers, they're not available in stores. They regularly go online for $400 a piece. So this is made to be a collector's item. I'm only giving it to my backers. There'll be no digital tiers. I'm not going to put it in stores. You can get it through Indiegogo, or you don't get it, or you can buy it secondarily on eBay for 3 to 4 times more. That's the heavy pitch. And so at 150, I agreed to dye my hair red, and I'm a man of my word, so I have red hair. At 180, I'll dye my beard blue.
So 180,000. He's well.
And Ethan's over grinding on his channel right now because they're trying to get me to have a blue beard.
Does Ethan have consent to grind on his channel? Did his channel say okay?
I didn't mean grinder. I mean grinding away at the hard job that is Comicsgate.
It is a really hard job. You got to promote these things like crazy. I do want to talk to. I actually want to talk to a lot of Comicsgate guys who've had success about this in like a panel discussion where people aren't arguing, but where people are talking about the things that have worked, how they tap into the community, how they get support. And one thing that I want to point out to the audience, because you mentioned this, but I think this is a real selling point. Oh, and I didn't mention to you, and I didn't tell Lady Rackets, but I'm gonna buy Bigfoot Bill live on the show tonight, because I have not.
That's so cool.
I have not backed it, so I'll
get
do it.
Into the campaign. Any tier, I'll take you at any tier. But you got to at least get the book and the sketchbook.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to help me pick out the right tier.
It's a
Um,
top tier's $50. That's the one that has the most value. If you're into original art, go up higher, but that's not an obligation I expect anyone to do unless you're really into collecting original art. I will also, one of the tiers, I'll make you an original Earthworm Jim 9 by 12. I got a couple of them here.
well, Lady Rackets, if she's watching still, I know she was. She'll have
Like, look
to.
at that. Look at
She'll
this.
have to.
Here's an original
Oh, hold on.
Earthworm Jim. It's ink with a watercolor wash. Here's another one of him blasting crows, ink. I think these will set you back 500. But it comes with both books, and I'll buff you out with a bunch of original art. Is the main thing
So
for
we're.
collectors.
Oh, Ryan English has a very valid question.
Sure.
And he sent a super chat earlier that I haven't gotten to, but he does say, how can I upgrade my order to the 2-book package? Can you ask, please?
What you do is you buy the 2-book package, and then you send me a personal message. If I'm assuming that you've already bought the 1-book package and you
Yeah,
want to cancel
he
that
already
out.
backed it.
So you back the 2-book package, then you send me a message saying I want a refund for my first campaign, and you put in your backer number, and I'll send you an email. Are you sure before I do this? And you say yes, and then I refund your money. And I've got like probably 15 people have upgraded in the last 24 hours, so I had to give them. I have all these emails stacked up where I have to do those refunds, so I got to process all those probably tomorrow.
So the goal is to get you to enough of a spot in your campaign where you get over the 180,000, but it's all upgrades, so you have to refund back under it, and you still had the blue beard.
Right. Right. That'll happen. It'll go up and it'll go down. But that's fine. I mean, we're in the stratosphere, but but you're going to get a great book. I'm real confident of this book that we're putting everything we can into it, and it's a strong, fun campaign. And I would love to get more backers. I love readers. It's the same amount of work to have 3 readers or 2,000 or 3,000. So all the work's being done now, and I'm just trying to put the word out for comics fans and Earthworm Jim fans to get
Okay,
into this
so
campaign.
I'm gonna take the credit for Ethan's work. We're up like $1,500 so far.
Oh yeah.
And it all happened here. None of it happened on Ethan's stream. Don't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, forget that guy. Ethan who? Ethan who?
But anyway, so let's right
And by the
now.
way, this whole campaign wouldn't have happened without Ethan. He's the guy who I kind of came and had a talk with and showed him this and go, what do you think of this idea? He goes, oh yeah, you should do that. So it's like, it probably, if he said no, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, so we definitely, of course, we're joking. Ethan's a big friend of this channel,
Yeah.
and they're working hard over there. But let's okay, so let's I'm gonna throw the link up in the chat again. I did, and anybody, I don't have links turned off in the chat, so people should be able to do it as long as like YouTube doesn't think you're spamming it or something like that. It's not
just go
me.
to Indiegogo and put in Bigfoot Bill and it'll come up.
Right. I'm gonna minimize this for a little bit. Let's talk about this Vic Mignogna situation for a few minutes, and then we'll check back in on the campaign, and you can walk me through here. But in true fashion of making a solid contract and a wise purchase, I'm gonna drink some whiskey.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Okay, you drive. Yeah. And I'm gonna go get some whiskey.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So let's see. What am I gonna drink tonight? I am going to. Okay, here's what I have to do. You can't let this little amount of whiskey sit too long. It will go bad. Whiskey's very good at staying good, but it just can't do it forever. It can't do all the work. You got to do the work. This was a bottle sent to me from Japan by a friend. And I mean, you can tell it was sent by a friend because it actually says Maddox Lost on it. And this is very good. Kirin whiskey. And I'm going to finish it up tonight. And Japanese whiskey is getting harder and harder to find in the U.S., by the way. So I am very appreciative of this bottle.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey,
I got the peg leg porker that you bought for me. Look at that.
ooh.
I can't do all that tonight. I mean, I can do a lot of whiskey tonight, but I don't want to finish this bottle off because I got to save a few shots for the beloved Miss TenNapel or she'll kill me.
Yes.
So I've got the garbage tier bullet, which is way more common. By the way, I found peg leg porker at our liquor store.
Oh, good. You're lucky.
They're carrying it, so I can get a backup bottle when this is gone.
I wish they would carry it at mine. Tell them to get on that.
I'll
state lines.
I'll take care of it. I'll make a few calls. I'll take care of it for you.
Let's see. Okay, so I've got a couple chats, and then we're gonna get into this. Wheatfields says Ralph is threatening to seize the satirical domain ethanralph.com from the owner. Doesn't seem viable under 15 USC section 1125D, 15 USC 8131, or ICANN UDRP policy. Can you weigh in on this? Not off the top of my head, I cannot. That is outside of my practice area.
No, the G123 P4 121/pi symbol law.
Some of them I do, just not ones that involve domain names, because that's
You're a hack.
I know. Some days
you should know that, like John 3:16. This is the John 3:16 of law.
I will have to look into it, Wheatfields. I do not know. I don't know the law around domain names. It's not an area I ever practice in, and so I couldn't tell you. I apologize. And Bagel Goose masked me and said FB. Bagel, this is on Hangouts, so the masks aren't going to work, buddy. I'm just fair warning. Ryan English said, I already got Bigfoot Bill, but here's $2. Hi, Doug. So that was the guy who asked about upgrading.
Oh, cool.
Hurry Up Wait says, does this count as legal fee shekels? Loved your videos on Maddox. Biggest internet cuck lol suit series. Party on. Thanks, buddy.
It's bringing back those times when he was on my show. I've had him on my show. I've had Dick Masterson. I've had Nick. We're going to get a lot more of Nick on my show just for hangout time. I've been having to push Bigfoot Bill for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get, when the store closes tomorrow and I don't have to go into promotion mode anymore, I can go back to being in human mode.
Right. And that's got to be a nice relief. Some of these guys, you were talking on Van Sciver's show when I tuned in for just a moment. Yeah. Some of these guys will sit and keep their stores open, and they will be basically promoting this book for the rest of their lives until they die.
Yeah. Indiegogo becomes your storefront if you want it to be. Yeah. But I don't want to be mailing books, 3 a week, for a year. I want to do the whole campaign, get all my orders together, do all of my mailings, and then not deal with mailings anymore so I can go back to write and draw another book.
Right. Okay, let me pull up this Anime News Network article.
Yeah. I've got one up too.
Is it from Anime News Network?
No, I got mine from Polygon, so it's all lies.
Oh, Polygon. They're the bastion of honest reporting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we? This is not what I want. Here we go.
There might be a link to it on this article I can send to you too. Let me see if
I've got this one here.
Yeah, I see it. The Anime News Network one.
Well, there's one. There's a better one. Let
me see which one this one is here. This is Vic Mignogna replaced in morose Mononokean English dubcast update. Is that the one?
That's one of them. There's does anybody have the one that I read it earlier today that shows the pictures that Vic is accused of, all the rapey pictures that he's got that definitely look like sexual assault of the worst kind.
You mean the side hug one?
I hate dropping my bias this early. But in looking at this, I've got some. Okay, here we've got the archive link, which should have the photos. People want me to use the archive link because they don't want Anime News Network to get any money, although it's missing a lot of photos on the archive link. I might have to go to the real one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's just go to this.
We want the thorough overview here.
Let's see. I'm going to pull up both because people said that the Anime News Network one has been edited, which I fully believe they would do that based on some of this stuff. Okay, here's the one. Here's the one. So this is, let me get this thing in the frame. Oh my goodness. I say, oh my goodness, because what a disaster some of these websites are. Like this one. Doug, how would you redesign this besides putting it in a garbage can?
Clarity. Everything needs to be clarity, and people don't know how to design for clarity. They could also be reverse engineering, designing it for a phone where it's clear on a phone, but it's like it should be instantly readable, clear headline, clear what's going on. And these websites, man, the thing I hate is like all the junk pop-up ads, just everything is
just constant. And I would use the the archive link, except it doesn't have the pictures, and that's kind of what I really want to have up on the screen. So we're going to talk about this. Okay, so do you want this link, Doug? Let me send you this in our little side chat here.
Sure. That would be helpful.
Yeah, so you can read the same thing without like trying to squint at the screen.
There it is.
Okay. Oh my gosh. You can't click anywhere on the page. It said, I want to eat something.
Don't touch anything.
Okay, here we go. This is the worst webpage in history. Every year, hundreds of thousands of anime fans flock to conventions, whether it's their mid-sized local con or planning to trek to Anime Expo. Doug, now that you have the hair, you have to go to an anime convention. It's the law.
I am an anime convention. Look at this.
I would be an unconventional anime if I were you.
I'm in Tennessee. If I walk into a biker bar, it turns into an anime convention just by walking in.
The reasons are just as varied as the attendees. Some will spend. This is a bunch of fluff and boring.
Yes, it is. Skip. Garbage.
Yep. Here we go. So here are the questions. These are the very important questions that Anime News Network is asking. Adults and kids alike are there to check off their must-sees, but while everyone is running off to the next panel or cosplay meetup, who is making sure the star-struck, awkward teens are engaging with guests appropriately and vice versa? I don't know why the teens are engaging with guests. I think they mean... do they mean guests of the convention as in like the celebrities? The pseudo-celebs? Okay, next. Yeah. Where is the line for appropriate guest and attendee behavior, and what should be done when it's crossed? These questions came to the forefront of social media these last weeks, as rumors about convention guests and staff interactions with minors stopped being whispered and instead were shouted. A Twitter thread posted on January 16th accused dub voice actor Vic Mignogna of homophobia, rude behavior, and most concerning, most concerning of homophobia, which you know, of course, is a complete fiction.
Fake made up words. That already discredits it. I'm going, oh man, there's no such thing as homophobia.
Yeah.
There is such thing as rude behavior.
And is that something that an article needs to be concerned with? I mean, to me, rude behavior gets bad when it's abusive, belligerent. They need to be taken away because they're drunk or something. Who knows? And most concerning, making unwanted physical advances on female congoers, which sounds really bad.
That would be bad if that were true. Yeah. Unwanted physical advances on female congoers. That's never a good move.
The thread quickly spread with over 4,000 retweets at the time of this writing and over 400 comments, many relaying their own negative experiences. I will say many of them were relaying the own negative experiences that they heard about happening to someone else.
That's right. And 4,000 retweets from a bunch of talkative anime fans tells me nothing. In fact, that's actually a low number.
Including unwanted and unsolicited physical affection from the Full Metal Alchemist voice actor. As with any claims involving a person with a moderate fan following, following. Mignogna's supporters were quick to attempt to discredit individuals' claims or at the very least dispute the voice actor's intentions behind kissing or hugging attendees unannounced. And listen to me, guys, this is exactly what I would write. Exactly. Well, I mean, I'd write it smarter, but the exact.
Yeah, you'd write it at a third grade reading level.
This is the exact way you frame a persuasive argument in text is you start addressing and discrediting the other side. Of course, anybody with a moderate fan following is going to have their fans jump to their aid. It immediately discounts the value of any detracting voices by saying they're just fans and they're just protecting their golden calf. And I hate that they put that in there because this entire thing lacks credibility from the onset, but they're immediately attacking the people who are like, wait, we want to see some evidence. We want to see something. So here's the first one. Jay was approximately 14 years old when she attended New York Comic Con in 2014 and met Mignogna. She described the encounter as really, really uncomfortable. Doug, you've never been to an anime convention, right?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. The lore of Doug has expanded.
Yes.
As someone who is...
Because I did a character named Go Sukashi. You can look it up on YouTube. Go Sukashi is a weird kung fu character made up by Shoko Nakagawa, who is a Japanese pop star. I know this sounds stupid, but we made comics and animated and weird little short things by the Sock Baby guys. So they invited us to an LA anime con. And I went, walked in, saw everyone, turned around and walked out.
Doug's officially more of an anime weeb than I am, and you will never live it down. Never will live it down.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I had Japanese business partners on it, and this was a huge pop star in Japan, Shoko Nakagawa. Huge.
Okay. So tell me, Doug, did you have any interactions with people at the convention?
That I did not.
Okay.
I just at that convention, but I have had full on, very close hundreds of contact with fans at San Diego Comic-Con for 20 years, boothing there. I had fans come up all the time.
Would you say a low or high percentage of them are uncomfortable? Or do you not want to answer that question?
It's really, you get every single kind of person in there. You get uncomfortable, you get comfortable, you get young, you get old. You get mostly people who cannot hold a conversation.
See, this is what I'm thinking. And this is not as easy and fun as it would be to dump on con goers of any stripe. You've got people who are dedicated enough to a medium to take and spend anywhere from $50 to hundreds of dollars.
Yes, absolutely.
To go and then stand in lines for absurd amounts of time,
hours,
to meet one person.
That's
and
right.
when they do, this is a person that they either look up to or that they have grown up watching or listening to, and they finally get to meet them. And then it's this weird thing because they don't know them, right? Like they know a character that they played, they know a thing that they wrote. So, I mean, having an uncomfortable conversation at a convention is about the least surprising thing I could imagine.
No, it's all you're going to have. And by the way, in the con people's defense, when I say these are sweaty nerds that can't put three words together and stutter and are socially crippled, I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it as Comic-Cons became the mainstreaming celebration of, you can be rejected everywhere else. You're not the cheerleader and you're not the football player, but you can put on a Darth Vader mask and you can just totally blend in with this crowd of people. You're normal at Comic-Cons. That's one of the things I love about that culture is that, the problem that I don't like about it is that, like, when the geeks all get together and form a mob, they can be as, exclusive as anybody else. But I'm just saying, when I would have the guys come up and the girls would come up who are just like super antisocial, couldn't talk, sweaty, and I mean so uncomfortably so that I would just my heart would go out to them. It was very weird. I go, "This is like the one place where these people are champions." You
Mm-hmm.
know, they can walk if they wanna walk around with a ponytail and a lightsaber, and I mean weird Klingon outfits showing skin on huge fat people who shouldn't be doing that in public. I'm going, "Here, it's strangely appropriate. It's a celebration, and you're not it really is wrong to, like, look down on that in this room. Like, this is their party."
Right. Right.
So that happens.
Sir Fillion on Stream Me said he was not expecting that hair. Um, Doug
No
both
one expects this hair.
Doug both won and lost a bet today.
Yes.
And so his campaign hit a benchmark. It was what, 150 was the
150. At 180, the beard goes blue.
So yeah, we need to do 180,000 for him to get that beard blue.
I will be the poster boy for an anime convention. If I get it blue. I'm a 52-year-old man. I'm the head usher in my church. I live in Tennessee. I'm 6'8". I can't hide this. This is going to be awful.
If you get a blue beard and the red hair though, like you'll have to start denouncing everybody that you talk to just automatically. You'll have to be like, "Oh, sorry. Not using the proper pronouns. You're done. Can never talk to you again."
But Nick, I haven't even seen an SJW that's so effed up that they have a blue beard and a red hair. I'm so ringing the bell culturally above them. They merely have pink hair or merely have a blue hair. I have blue beard and pink hair. I believe I'm the first, and therefore I own it. I now own the anime SJW look. So I decide now what the culture shall be because I was first.
Yeah, and to Blood Raven on YouTube, yes, that is an Ultramarines insignia you see on the bookcase. All of those books are special edition from Black Library because I'm obsessed. So anyway, so here we go. She just let's get back to this tweet thing. This thread of rape. She described the encounter as really, really uncomfortable. She discussed, listen how they write this. This ticked me off. She discussed how the voice actor put his hand underneath her zip-up sweatshirt and on her waist for the initial photo. Then, thinking that the photo-taking portion was done, she was surprised when he asked her to look toward the camera again. That's when he put his face close to hers and then kissed her. Now, notice her zip-up sweater is completely open. So it's not like he stuck his hand up under her sweatshirt and started grabbing around. He's just doing a waist hug.
This picture looks to me like he's trying to be super generous to a fan.
Yeah, he's still
like he's leaning into her. He's going to kiss her on camera to show how wonderful she is.
And yeah, and if you notice, his left hand does have the pen right here still in it. So, I mean, he just signed something. He goes in for a hug. Here's where he intimately whispers to her, "Look towards the camera." And then he gives her just a seductive, devastating,
greasy soap opera actor to B level, B grade, greasy
he drops
Comic-Con.
Drops a kiss like as far away from her mouth as is reasonable without going into her ear, on the cheek, a kiss on the cheek. So now she has been Me Too'd. She's assaulted, according to this.
This is the assault. This
is one of them. This is one of the many assaults that Vic has done.
This is not an 8-year-old child.
She was 14 at the time.
This is a kid, and I hate to say this, but it just seems like it's a profound compliment to treat a 14-year-old like she's a wonderful woman. He's diving into her and being extravagant. You know what I mean? And the hand around the waist, that's a little weird. If that was my daughter, I'd go, "Hey, wait a minute." But I wouldn't freak out. I wouldn't say that's not what I'd expect.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is, like, he's in this weird stance, but you can see he's trying to get down to be even with her. He's clearly taller than a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see much, maybe awkward But
If my daughter came home with this photo, I wouldn't think anything of it.
yeah,
And I'm super protective of my daughter. I'd go
right.
like, "Oh, that looks like in fact, that looks like every voice actor I know."
You've killed 8 voice actors already in defense of your
Yeah,
daughter, from what I've heard.
yeah. I've directed the probably the top 10 voice actors in Hollywood. The top 10. By the way, this guy's not in it, but
No,
I'm just
Vic
saying
is although he is a
John
wildly
DiMaggio, Maurice LaMarche, Rob Paulson, all those guys, Jim Cummings, Dan Castellaneta, Wayne Knight from Seinfeld. Like these are normal crew members. Tress MacNeille, Charlie Adler. These are the big names that did all of the Animaniacs, all of Pinky and the Brain. They were on Earthworm Jim. They were on Veggie Tales. They've all come in and done work for me on Veggie Tales. I'm just saying, I know these guys, and some of my insight's going to weigh into this as this article develops in a way that I think will surprise you. Actually,
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
yeah,
Okay, so that was Jay posing with Mignogna in 2014. Notice she is 19 now. And I will add in later in the stream. I'm going to talk a little bit about because this is something we've seen. We've seen quite a bit since 2016. Really saw it creeping up with the
yep,
Trump and the multiple attacks, or I shouldn't say multiple attacks, the multiple stories suddenly flooding out, like as if a gate opens, and all of the sudden a bunch of people remember being assaulted who might not have ever mentioned it before. And there's a phenomena to that that we need to be careful with. So we'll
yeah,
talk about that as we go too. So multiple individuals, many with friends present to corroborate, relayed their again,
yeah,
as if that changes the facts of the scenario, anything.
yeah. Corroborate. There's a legal word
Right.
for a journalist to be using.
Relayed their personal encounters with Mignogna with an increasingly common series of events. A fan would be in Mignogna's autograph line to get a piece of merchandise signed for a friend. Upon approaching Mignogna, they would make typical small talk before he would ask the attendee if they wanted a photo. That seems very uncommon behavior for a con.
Incredibly normal, incredibly average. What you're there to do, what you're paid to do, how you make your living, right there.
They would agree and would unexpectedly find the voice actor kissing their cheek or pulling them in for a tight hug for the photo op. Time and again, the individuals in the picture said the physical affection, because he's in love with all of them, happened
Yeah.
without their consent and made them uncomfortable. The behavior wasn't limited to one con, one person, or even 1 year, and for all intents and purposes, seemed like a common occurrence, regardless of whether the other party was a young adult or a minor. I mean, the funny thing is that this should tell you something alone. This paragraph alone should tell you exactly what's happening. It was
This
often done
paragraph
in.
is complete BS. There's nothing here. Everything I see, all these pictures, him with the other girl down there with the blurred face with his American flag thing,
Yeah.
that's normal Comic-Con behavior. That is a very generous performance. Being loving and even I'm in love with you looking is cute. I don't think it goes there later, but I'm saying this would not be a big deal. He's creepy as hell, yeah, but I'm just saying I would look at that and go, you know, if the guy's trying to score with girls, this isn't how you do it in public. And out of the tens of thousands of pictures and autographs, this is the worst they could find. I see nothing.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, and here's what they're saying: it was often done in wide open areas of conventions and to the cheers of crowds. That's because literally no one, including, I will suggest, the people making these claims, actually think this is assaultive behavior.
This is not in any way assaultive behavior. In Comic Cons, I've only seen worse than this.
Yeah,
And yes, maybe he's creepy, but you got to realize he's being enculturated to cons to where when fans come up, you squeeze them hard. They hang all over you and you squeeze them hard. He doesn't mean anything by it yet. Okay. This is not weird to me. There's other stuff that is weird. This is not weird to me at all. So all this evidence, gotcha evidence, I see nothing. And this part of it is fake.
Wait a minute. Hold on, we might have an update here.
Yeah, when they show him,
Oh, we're close. 179, 278, Doug. You're gonna hit that
holy,
180.
holy moly.
That beard is going blue. That
Son
beard
of a
is
bee.
that beard is voting for Elizabeth Warren in 2020.
Nick, you know I could pull off this pink hair. You know I cannot pull off pink hair and a blue beard. No one can.
Nope, it's
You can't
impossible.
fake. I could fake this and go, haha, look, guys, I lost a bet. A blue beard, people should call security on a
They
guy with
will.
pink hair and a blue beard.
You're gonna be thrown off your church. You're gonna be thrown
Yeah.
out, exiled, excommunicated.
Oh,
They're like, okay, let's check out this picture of the shoulder hug assault that's going on.
yeah. Shoulder hug assault.
Taylor was 18 when she attended Colossal Con in Sandusky, Ohio, which I would think would be a weightlifting or a bodybuilding competition.
Colossal con, yeah.
In 2013. She was feeling ill when she got up that morning, but decided to still tag along with her friend to Mignogna's autograph line. She wasn't an avid fan of Mignogna, but her friend was, so she went to her companion, so her companion could get a second item signed. When it came to be their turn, Taylor said that Mignogna told her she was adorable. Well, yeah.
Troubling.
Never compliment the fans that you meet. Never do that. That's a bad plan. You don't want them to think that you actually care that they're there. You don't want that to happen.
I've told fans, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen. I've told them that. In fact, the more homely they were, the more likely I would say that, because I wanted them to know, like, I thought they were beautiful inside. I'd go, you're so wonderful. Thanks for coming.
Well, Doug, you can't be a nice man anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Are you kidding? Can you imagine now what's going to happen in conning? They're going to be like, sign this contract before I shake your hand. This is going to change the culture of cons, and all the fans who want to go and give their favorite, William Shatner a big hug. Ain't going to happen.
Can I have your consent? Can you please sign this consent form so we can take a photo?
Yeah. And by the way, on the fan side of things, I've been signing books before and had 16-year-old girls ask me to sign their breasts. And I went, holy moly, no. and not because of the age thing, just because I don't, I'm married. I don't do that. But I'm saying, if they're asking me to do that, can you imagine? This guy goes home with a different girl every convention. I'm just saying. I don't know where this story is going, but I'm only saying nothing would surprise me.
Actually, I don't know. Is Vic married? Does anybody know if Vic is married?
Yeah, I don't know.
How old do you think?
And I don't feel right about, I don't want to impugn his character. I'm only saying from the genre that he works in, nothing would surprise me.
Sure. How old do you think Vic is?
He looks 8,000 years old with about 80 plastic surgeries. I don't know. He's been working for a long time.
Yeah, I just was wondering if you knew. I'm looking.
I don't know, but he's got,
he's 56.
Creepy plastic surgery look, which, by the way, everyone has that look in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's 56. So
washed up C level actor.
Sorry. So he's had 40, well, not quite 40, 38 years to assault women. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
No, but that's true in that he has laid so much track at every Comic-Con that if there is a problem, and he made us be a real creepy, weird, like Lassiter, touchy-feely guy, but that does not make him illegal or crossing that line. And so I don't want to impugn his character with that. You know what I mean? When I say he looks creepy, I don't mean he is creepy.
Okay, so let's see. He went to Liberty University.
Oh, that's a Christian. That's a Christian university. That's why they're after him right there.
He's also kind of a former cop, had a musical career as a Christian artist, and I heard he was also a pastor at some point.
Okay. Now it all makes sense.
So let's keep this thing going. So let's see. Taylor said that Mignogna told her she was adorable. She didn't think of much of the statement, and when he asked her if she wanted a photo, she thought, why not? Again, because all of this is completely normal. He embraced her for a photograph, and when the moment was over, Taylor said he hugged her and then proceeded to kiss her face. which means her cheek. They're
Yeah.
saying they're
Yeah.
saying face, they mean cheek.
Yeah.
Onlookers cheered. Taylor, who identifies as queer, reiterated that she felt extremely nauseated and that the entire event feels gross when she thinks about it. Okay, so have you heard what actually kicked this off? Because
No.
this stuff all happened all at once, and it all happened after a certain thing where Mignogna, he has a policy where he does not sign any artwork that is not canonical or official to the properties that he works on.
Sure. Sure. He's
Someone,
helping his brand.
yep, someone brought in a picture of Yowie. Do you know what Yowie is?
No, but it sounds bad already. I can already guess.
It's in Japanese, so you can pretty much guess that it's degenerate if an American is using a if an American is using a Japanese word.
Yes.
It's probably not good.
Yeah.
Yaoi or Yaori. I'm not sure which one it is
Did it have
properly.
giant plants and vines involved with it? Plants with
No,
teeth
no,
and
no.
vines? Okay.
This is where you take two heterosexual characters from fandoms and you put them into a fictitious homosexual relationship.
Oh, this is where the homophobe thing came from,
Right.
right? This is where
So
that accusation came from. You wouldn't sign, right? If they show
yeah.
like Kirk making out with Batman, Jim
Right.
Kirk, right? They'd
So
be
So Vic is I don't know what the theme of the picture was, but Vic is the voice of Broly, for example. I think this one was from Full Metal Alchemist, but Vic, for example, is the voice of Broly in Dragon Ball Z. So it's like if someone brought a picture of Goku and Broly making out with their hands in their pants or whatever and asked him to sign it, he'd say, "No, I don't sign that. That's not canonical." That
yeah,
was
good man. I wouldn't sign it just on the grounds of it being degenerate.
yeah. Well,
I'm even worse than him.
exactly.
He went to
Exactly.
Liberty University, Falwell's College.
So he refused to sign it, and so now he's homophobic. So
Yeah.
you'll notice, and not to impugn the good word of Taylor, who didn't think anything about it at the time, but now that this has happened, she identifies as queer, and now when she thinks about it now, it all felt extremely gross, and she was nauseated by it.
Yeah, brother. Come on.
So there's nothing suspicious about that. No one seemed to be asking.
I've had lesbian girls hanging all over me at Comic Cons. I'll say that as a fact. Lesbian girls hanging not a one of them thought it was weird or made their skin crawl.
If
That we were,
you kept the pink hair and shaved your beard, you could probably pick some up.
I do. Look at these glasses, man. I look like
Hold
the
on.
Ellen DeGeneres fan club.
Let me put it.
President of the Ellen DeGeneres Katie Lang fan club right here.
Oh, Doug. Oh my goodness. So yeah, here's the you've completely ruined whatever I was saying,
I have.
which
I've
is good.
destroyed your thought. Destroyed
Yeah,
your thought.
I didn't even want it. I didn't even
That's
want
my legal strategy against you.
it. Just I was gonna say Doug's out here. I had lesbians hanging off my arms. Doug is like the late night Showtime of comics.
Yeah, with apologies for anyone who's offended. I didn't mean any of it, and it was all a lie. And I don't know what happened to me.
Everything is a lie all the time.
Times were different than 5 minutes ago. Times were different then.
Okay, so it says no one seemed to be asking, Mignogna included, whether the other party was a willing participant or whether a celebrity should be making an intimate display toward an underage con goer, no matter the intention behind it. Doug,
this article's 10 times more creepy than anything Mignogna did so far. This article is the creepiest mind speak, intuition, throw out the bones and read the tea leaves garbage I've ever seen.
You've been to Europe, right, Doug?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody ever greet you with a hug and a kiss on the cheek?
Men and women.
Yeah, it's shocking that outside of the United States and even some places in the United States, that's a common greeting.
In India, a man will hold your hand and you call him uncle.
That's weird.
It's a sign of friendship. A man will hold your hand and walk you around town. If you're holding hands, it does not mean intimacy at all.
The uncle
I'm
part
saying
weirds me out.
Comic-Con where people are throwing each other at each other. I mean, throwing themselves at this guy. And he sounds like an upstart guy. Sounds like he's a good guy.
No, I don't.
Until later in the article.
I disavow Doug saying that he sounds like a good guy. He sounds like a creepy rapist to me.
Creepy rapist guy. No, I have evidence on him where I go, no, this guy's guilty. But I'm saying so far what I've read, nothing.
Okay, we'll get to
Up
that.
until now, nothing.
The line continued to blur as more individuals came forward, including one person who, at the age of 15, was given Mignogna's personal cell phone number after an encounter in his autograph line.
Yeah, that crosses a line 1,000%.
But you know
for me, give a girl your phone number, crosses a line.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
So this is where the article should have started.
Hold on. Is it though? Let's read the scenario.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if it's his real phone number. I'm only saying if he did that.
Let's read the
scenario.
No
matter what, that crosses a line, right? Underage, let me give you my phone number. You're 15. That crosses a line, right? If he did that.
Well, let's see. Azure was 15 years old and presenting as female when he met Mignogna at the Anime Expo in 2006 in Anaheim, California. Are we noticing a trend? He was in the autograph line with a friend, also 15 years old, who had prepared a gift for Mignogna. Azure was dressed in cosplay, a cardboard version of Alphonse's armor from Full Metal Alchemist.
I love that line.
The two approached...
A cardboard version of Alphonse's armor. Welcome to Comic-Con. Okay, go ahead.
The two approached Mignogna, and Azure's friend joked that Azure's costume was sexy. Azure was surprised when Mignogna enthusiastically agreed, which again, I am 0% surprised that he would try and flatter a fan.
Yeah.
The group laughed it off and left the line. Later that day, they got an exclusive visit from Mignogna in the hallway. He chatted with the group, asked them how long they were visiting the con, and then mentioned his fan club. After making the group swear they wouldn't share it, Mignogna gave them his personal cell phone number.
So he gave a group his phone number.
Yes, they lay it out as if he just handed this, as if the Christian pastor... and I mean, I guess this isn't surprised because sometimes you see this, but gives a transgender person a phone number, a 15-year-old transgender person by himself. That's how they pass it off. But when you read the story, he gave a group of people his cell phone number. Azure wrote it down in his Paris Hilton diary when he arrived home from Anaheim.
This is a stereotype.
A reverse.
I'm sorry, Nick.
A reverse phone record shirt.
Stereotype.
I mean, it's almost like you couldn't write it, right? Like, because if you wrote it, you'd be run out of town.
Yeah. He opened up his Paris Hilton's.
A reverse phone record shirt shows that the number Azure provided belonged to Mignogna until at least 2016. So there you go. So to be clear, this is not Azure.
Weird personal cell phone number. Still, no. No.
So you still think that this is weird?
Can't go there with you. I don't care if it's to a group or to an individual. You don't get. I would never, ever, ever, ever give out a personal phone number to a group of kids. No.
Well, you say you're disagreeing with me, but I don't disagree with you at all.
I mean, that is out on Mars. I don't know where this guy's head is, but you don't.
But the thing that I'm not getting from it is assaultive or creepy. I'm getting unwise. I'm getting like awkward.
Desperate for attention. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand the motive, but I'm not him. And I actually don't know if this story is true.
Sure. And by the way, not a crime. If he meant it with the best of intentions, not a crime.
Yeah, nothing about this is a crime.
Yeah, nothing I've seen. No, I agree.
Okay, so he and his friends would share several group phone calls with Mignogna. Azure said at the time that it felt validating and cool that he was giving us the time of day and attention. At the time. Now it's assault, but at the time it was fine. According to his account, the friends and Mignogna mostly discussed voice acting, and the teens would request him to repeat lines. Similar to the first time Mignogna approached his friends, Azure said he often pushed for them to join his fan club to the point that Azure became uncomfortable. He also noticed that Mignogna never brought up the group's parents or whether they had permission to be chatting privately with a 45-year-old man. And thank God he never did that. Because I'll tell you what makes you look really guilty if you're talking to teenagers. Hey, do your parents know? Do your parents know I'm talking to you? Do your parents know? Because that recording would be really embarrassing.
That'd be good.
Your parents know about this, right? Like they're cool. They're cool. Mignogna is in no short supply of fans who believe in him. His fan club, the Reisenbull Rangers, is unique among the anime fandom. Make them an outgroup. Here we go. This is tactical, and this ticks me off. Both in its longevity and the lengths its members will go to show their dedication to the favorite voice actor. Remember, these are weirdos who've been doing this a long time, and they go farther than anybody else. They're the most extreme fans. Don't believe them.
And they put length and member in the same sentence. I'm uncomfortable. I'm damaged now.
Founded during
members. Wait, what? Okay, go ahead.
Founded during the height of Full Metal Alchemist's popularity in 2005, the Yahoo Group turned Discord channel maintains a full-fledged store run entirely by fan club volunteers and allegedly at cost with inventory like CDs and signed autographs provided in part by Mignogna. Approximately 43% of Reisenbull Rangers were underage in 2006. Fan club photos retrieved by Anime's News Network. Guys, can we just point out that Anime News Network has been on a quest to collect photos of underage minors?
Yeah.
Specifically when they're underage. Anime News Network, think about this, is soliciting people to send in pictures of people who are underage to the website. Should we just write the same article about Anime News Network? Look at
Maybe
these.
I will. Maybe I will.
Degenerate, pedophilic, disgusting people seeking out pictures of men groping and attaching themselves to underage minors. Like, they're looking for these pictures. How disgusting are they?
Yeah.
Fan club photos retrieved by Anime News Network show a common pattern by Mignogna of kissing and closely embracing fans for photographs. That is gross. The Anime News Network, they're gross.
Yeah.
There's
weird. Well, first of all, it's all weird. He's weird. They're weird. This is weird. So, fine. It's a weird fest.
Doug.
Well, yeah, I know. I saw.
It's gonna be a blue Christmas with you, because you're keeping this all the way to Christmas, right? The blue beard. It's gonna stay.
I'm going to shave the beard as soon as I feel like it's fair enough that they got their thing. maybe a week. Is a week of a blue beard enough? A week. I just reached 180.
Yeah,
guys,
I don't
Bigfoot
know.
Bill. And thanks, by the way, to all the backers in this chat. That's a horror. All right. I gotta get back over to the other show, but can I do something real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Can I just invade for a second?
Sure.
On this whole topic? Let me get to the Polygon article because I got to show you something.
Yes.
Because this is the only thing that really gave me trouble. I don't even know if this is it. I'm going to share it. I don't even know if this is it.
I have to buy your book still before you leave.
Yeah, make sure you buy my book. How do I share this Polygon article on my...
you click on... Make sure it's the only thing up on your screen behind your... whatchamacallit? Behind the Hangouts.
No, I don't care if other stuff is seen.
Well, I just don't have anything sensitive up, is all, like a bank account or something. And then if you...
let me see if this is it real quick. Does this look like anything?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Here, I'll present it. Okay.
So this title, the Vic Mignogna one, or the Funimation Removes, is that the one? Is it moving right now?
No, I've got your...
Okay, I'm on yours. I'm on yours. Hold on, let me get mine up here. Close my campaign. Because this, to me, this is what smelled funny about this whole thing. It's this one, right? You're on this one here. No, that's
Uh,
yours. Damn it.
yeah, I'm on the anime. That's the one I'm
I'm
reading.
closing yours. I'm closing yours. Sorry. Let me get mine
You know
back
what?
up.
The problem is you're using a Mac. That's
Yeah. Don't make fun of my. Let's see. Where's it at here? Well,
Oh, if they get to 200,000, would you keep your beard for a month?
no, and they're trying to get me to shave my eyebrows and all this other stuff, and I'm like, no. Okay, let me find this one here. I think.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
resending the Indiegogo link to the chat
Oh,
because
thank you. I appreciate it, guys, and thanks for coming in, everybody. Here we go. I gotta share this article because to me, this one had something in it that to me was pretty weird about the guy, and I smelled something funny. Is all. Let me see. Is this it? Is that anything?
that's Polygon. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So this is Jamie Marchi. Her
Yes. Is
tweet.
that mentioned in your article?
I don't think so.
Okay. So this has a bunch of blah, 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 poo poo caca. Then we get down to Jamie Marchi. Who's Jamie Marchi?
She is a voice actress. She is the voice of Bulma on Dragon Ball. She has worked
She's a
with.
fellow cast member.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you something about voice actors. They flat out do not screw each other over. It is close, it is intimate. They share, deep, deep things with each other. They're all foul, they're having fun. You'd never, ever say boo about them, right? I'm just saying what I know of the culture of voice actors is you don't say this stuff lightly. So this is one of the stories she tweeted. I stand with the victims. My experience is minor in comparison with many others. However, having realized this wasn't an isolated incident, I felt compelled to share. So this is just her story. I don't know if I believe her or not. Several years ago, I was in the lobby at my job when I was approached by a coworker. This guy gave me the creeps already. He gave almost all the women at my job the creeps. This is a matter of opinion, but I always felt like I had to be nice to him anyways because of how revered he was in the industry. That is true. As we said hello, he stood in the side to the side of me and started running his fingers through my hair. Now, I do work in an affectionate industry, duh. We hug a lot, and on occasion, we'll give a kiss on the cheek. That's all accurate. We even, for an affectionate environment, this felt off. Even for an affectionate environment, this felt off. I didn't say anything to him about it, though. It was just his fingers in my hair. I didn't think it was a big deal at that point. He splayed his fingers, put his hand at the base of my skull, and made a fist. When he did this, he grabbed my hair close to the root, effectively preventing me from moving my head at all. He then jerked his fist, yanked my head backwards and towards him, and whispered something in my ear. I don't remember what he said specifically, but I remember it being sexual in nature. This was not normal. This was not just a hug or a kiss in the cheek. I did not like it. I have no memory of getting out of his grasp, I assume, blah, blah, blah. Now,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
wait, wait.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm
So
sad.
I'm only saying this is not a normal story that any voice actor I know would say about another voice actor. And if you were going to lie, like make up a total lie to slam a guy and smear him, if you were going to make it up, is this the story you would make up? That he ran his fingers through your hair, made a fist on the back of your head, and jerked your head up and whispered something naughty in your ear? Or would you not say, oh, anything else you can think of that would actually be a little more clearly sexual harassment? I'm saying it's the details of this and from this person that gives it made it feel troubling. So before this, I'm like, they're all a bunch of frauds. On this one, I went, that doesn't smell right. A fellow actor, I don't think would do this. Go ahead.
I don't buy the story, and here's why.
Okay.
She doesn't remember what he said to her. Not even close. Something sexual. Well, what was that?
I know, but Nick, wouldn't you remember what he said to her if she made it up? If she was lying, she'd go, and he said, "Blow me" or whatever. She
Mm,
could have nailed him on this. She goes, "I don't remember what it was."
no way. This
I
is way worse to me. This is because they're not going to charge him, right? Like there's no
Yeah,
way based on any of this stuff that they could charge him. But with this, the imagination gets to run with what he said. The fact that he
I'm
puts
not
his
saying
hand
he
in
should
her.
be charged, and I'm not saying he should be fired based on this. I'm saying this doesn't read like a lie to me.
It here's the problem with it for me.
Sure.
Um, Anyone who suggests that someone sticks their hand in their hair, grabs it, like makes a fist at the base of their neck so they can't move, and then jerks it and pulls them in tight and says, I didn't really think what her line was something like at the time it wasn't as big of a deal or whatever. And then he said something sexual. And then he what's he do? She gets him off him. She doesn't remember how, but she's pretty sure it was something like "get the f off me." I believe that 000%.
Oh yeah, I don't necessarily believe what she said because it could have been hypothetically. She could have said like, and I was all like this, and I go, that doesn't mean that you said it. I'm saying the actual story of it is sure a weird detail. If you're gonna lie to hang a guy, that this is the lie that you'd tell.
I don't know this. So this
Do you think
woman,
it would cut it? You'd go like, oh yeah.
I think it would
Remember, the
cut.
conspiracy is, if we're saying it's a conspiracy, the conspiracy is she's gonna make up a story, put her career on the line, and get some Me Too credit to nail this guy.
Oh,
And
you
the
think you
thing she
think her
does for Me Too
career?
credit is not he smacked my butt or he said, "Hey, toots," or grabbed me or put his weenie out or whatever. It's this. He ran his fingers through my hair, made a fist at the base of my neck, and jerked my head up. That just seems like, eh,
If you think that this story puts her career in jeopardy, I will tell you on this incident, you are absolutely wrong. She is getting nothing but praise
sure,
on this.
sure,
And
sure.
where's the
Do you think
actual
she knew that she would get nothing but praise for coming up with this
one hundred
flaccid of a
percent,
story?
100% yes. I think it's actually calculated for it.
Huh.
And here's some of the stuff to give you an idea. Someone brought this out. I identified her wrong. This is not the voice actress of Bulma. That's a different voice actress who has also come out against Vic with an also very vague allegation. I believe someone wants to correct me on that. They
Yeah.
can. But there are several people who have all come out with no one's got any details on this. No one seems to remember exactly what happened. And this is a phenomenon that you'll notice with these allegations.
But
But
wait a minute. No, because Your Honor, I think the fingers in the hair is a specific allegation. Clutching a fist is a specific. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying
yeah, and
that is
I
detailed, and jerking her head back, whispering something in her she does not remember. She only knows it was sexual and inappropriate. That just
so
seems reasonable.
okay.
So that's not vague. That is specific. The hair that or is hands in the hair and making that fist and doing that move. If he really did do that, would you say that's acceptable, normal behavior in a sound room?
Oh no, it's not. And this wasn't in a sound room. This is in the lobby of a hotel
Yeah. So he pulled her in and whispered something weird. I mean, I just think,
or the lobby at my job. No one like really. Okay, so you're the lobby of a studio. No
yes,
one. You think a voice actor is going to
yes,
grab a
yes.
woman by the hair and pull her close like that?
Oh, yeah. I've seen two friends do it who gave each other consent to do it, this kind of stuff all the time. The most horrifying stuff you've seen these voice actors do, I would see why it would even be seen as normal by both her and he, even to do it without permission. So I'm just saying, I'm not giving him a pass on that. I'm only saying it seems this seems like a weird lie to tell to me. And I do know that given his level of stardom in this D tier level of Hollywood, given how famous he was, it would be pretty problematic for her to come out and say this. Maybe on top of the Me Too pile, fine. But this is a weird story to me. It doesn't add up. It
So
doesn't add up.
this there's a I'm trying to find the whatchamacallit. There's a specific story. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I would love to hear the other
Oh,
stories that the other girls claimed were of, if you get 4 of the same kind.
okay, so here we go. So this woman in the Full Metal Alchemist dub, the because
That's
these are all
classic.
voice actors, right?
I
So
know Landon Mack and James has seen all of these forward and backwards. You already
yeah.
know.
Now
I have no idea. I have no
Full Metal
idea.
Alchemist is a massively popular show. This ran on Cartoon Network
Yeah.
in the U.S. So this is a mainstream popular anime, and on that Full Metal Alchemist, I think on the more recent one, she added an expository line about Gamergate to the actual text.
Oh, then she's automatically guilty. She's a liar.
No, but so the point in this is that this is a person who is motivated against the idea of quote right-leaning people in various
Yes.
media. And I don't know all of the lore. I'm sure there are people in the chat that are dropping it. Apparently Yellow Flash got some more information on this, but
Sure.
these claims are wildly suspicious.
But how is that? This is a logic thing. How is that not a genetic fallacy to go after? I know they're lefty
Oh, it is.
politics,
No,
all of them. I know
it's
they're all
absolutely genetic.
feminists.
It's
I know
genetic
they're all.
fallacy.
Then you can't. I don't see why it's any kind of a compelling anything to say, hey, she's on the left and she's after these people. Of course, they all are. But I'm saying, what about her account that is actually false or problematic?
The timing.
False timing, sure.
The timing is really bad. The lack of details on the words that she used and he used are really bad. And listen, I know that these things happen in waves, right? So
Yeah.
we saw it with Kavanaugh, we saw it with Trump, and there's a couple problems.
We also saw it with Weinstein and Cosby.
Yep, we saw it with Weinstein and Cosby, absolutely. And
So if he does this thing, Nick, right? How
right,
many more people are going to come out? If this is how he acts normally, how many more people are going to come out?
I don't know.
It's gonna be 30. I'm just saying it's either gonna be 30 or it's gonna be none. So this is either gonna be false if it's none. If this is all he's ever done, it doesn't sound like he did it. But if there's 30, not with the Comic-Con girls, I don't care about them. That's Comic-Con
You
stuff.
care
It's
about
more
that. But
it's
the
the
question
peers and the
is,
voice actors that I really go like, that person is putting their career absolutely on the line. A voice actor would not throw this kind of thing against a fellow voice actor unless he was just known as being tacky, creepy, and conservative. And so they're after that.
let me pose to you a counter argument.
Sure.
Would a female voice actor right now be putting their career on the line, not coming out against him?
I know the most liberal female voice actors, and I can't imagine them trumping up a lie. When these people work together, they're in the trenches. They
What
say,
if their career's on the line? Because right now, I mean, that's literally happening to people who support someone who's assaultive. Funimation has cut their ties
I've
with.
heard them make end jokes to each other.
I know
Say end jokes.
you.
That's how much they trust each other. So
Uh,
I'm saying you don't
right.
suddenly, some guy doing the end joke, you don't suddenly go, oh, I can take him down by making up a sexual allegation of him putting his fingers in my hair and making a fist behind my head.
Let me put it this way though. So Funimation,
Yeah.
they released Vic today. Okay,
Yeah.
they recast his
Which is
role
wrong.
in whatever.
'Cause
They've released him,
yeah.
and their statement is we do not condone or work with. I'm paraphrasing, but the gist of it is anyone who supports harassment or assault of any type. So now
That's libel.
let's say that that this lady didn't have this experience
Yeah.
and came out in support of Vic. Her
Yeah.
career is now on the line.
I don't think so. I really don't. I know how jacked up Hollywood is. I just think,
I think you're
but
confusing Hollywood with anime Hollywood.
I might be confusing anime Hollywood with normal voice actors, but the normal voice actors I know, even the most flaming liberals of the flaming liberals are, I don't know any that would do something like this. And I know the Cree Summer and all these females, I'm telling you, can't even imagine it. I can imagine actors who have some level of distance from their fellow workers. These people, they work with each other for 20 years in a little box.
Although Durka My Durka says anime voice actors only meet at cons. They work individually in a booth and can be in every episode together,
Fair.
but never meet. There's
Fair
automatic
enough.
loyalty. No
Fair
automatic
enough.
loyalty.
That's fair enough.
And Vic is Vic does live in LA. I wanted to check on that to see.
I mean, look at his hair. Of course he does. Of course he lives in LA. Look at him. Look at that guy.
Let's see. And although Jamie Marchi, who has alleged this against him, is born right in Knoxville, and she lives
Guilty.
she lives
Guilty.
in Dallas, Texas. And this is all according to Wikipedia. And her hometown is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So whatever that means.
Good old girl. She's a red dust girl.
So here's another instance where this person is not necessarily in LA, does not necessarily have any interaction with him in their day-to-day things. They might. I don't know. I'm not in their studio. But I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. The ones I work with are all in Hollywood in the cube together, and the anime stuff is so low budget and trash culture that no one would spend any money on to actually make that of course they phone it all in from around the world.
And let's see how many of his accusers are Texas based. Awig 81003 says his accusers are Texas based. How many of them are Texas based? Might there be some loyalty between them? That's what worries me.
Huh.
Look, I mean, I get what you're saying with the details of the hair grab, although I think the hair grab is a statement that's worded in such a way so as to be impossible to prove. It's I don't remember what he said, but it was something sexual. Let you run your imagination through it, and then she gets the tough girl persona of saying "get the F off," and no one around.
But that works both ways, Nick. One man's modus tonens is another man's modus ponens. Yeah, maybe he did it. Maybe he actually did that to her that way because it wouldn't be detectable. So maybe she made up the lie because it's undetectable and unprovable. Maybe he did it that way knowing it was unprotectable.
No, I think that's a highly risky thing to do because having a jerking someone close, it seems like such a violent move to pull in the lobby of some studio.
Not if you thought it was funny and you thought she was loose, you might do it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't.
Voice actors would.
Voice actors, maybe.
I'm
Voice
terrible now.
actors.
I sound like I'm just ripping on all voice actors. It's not true. I'm only saying I've seen that behavior. I've seen the worst behavior I've ever seen. Like shocking. They were all friends. It's like a bunch of guys in a frat where you can say the worst things about each other. And these are men and women saying those things about each other.
Vic has his own office where he records voices from his home and sends it across the country for the show. He's barely met his co-stars in Ruby.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And then, so that my defense of that culture would go away, that they're in the trenches together. I agree. And that sounds reasonable to me, that defense that she would never do this to a coworker like that. She might have only heard him over the phone and
Yeah.
might have met him once at a Comic-Con and thought, I still just don't get, I'm going to take him down by doing the hand in the hair thing. That's just a weird
I don't
specific.
know. It's weird. If
She could have said he jacked off in a plant in front of her, and people would say, "Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah."
If it's in a vacuum, it's weird. If it's in a mob, if it's in a brigade, it's not
True.
that weird to me.
True,
And that's
true.
what's
agree.
bothering me about this whole thing is like all of this stuff comes immediately after he's accused of homophobia, not after he's accused of assault. He's not accused of assaulting anybody. He's accused of homophobia, and then and also he's a creep who does all this stuff, and now everybody's got all this creep stuff going on. It's really, really weird.
Okay, I've heard
this is
an
happening.
actor in a record room say, when they were angry at the director of the show, like goofing around, say, "I'm gonna come over there, lift your skirt up, and effing rape you right now."
Oh my gosh.
He said that, and he's gay.
Yeah.
Said that to the director. And now, if that guy suddenly got nailed for something, everyone would say, and I came out and said, by the way, I heard this story 15 years ago from this guy. They'd go, well, why now? Why 15 years later?
Right.
Jump on top of that dog pile. I go, you know what? Well, I heard these other stories, and now maybe this story is relevant.
Now let me pose to you an alternative scenario, because this happens too. So let's say your guy didn't say that. Let's say your guy said to the director, "Listen, Toots, you talk to me that way again, I'm going to come over there. I'm going to punch you in the face."
Yeah, they say that too.
Yeah, I know they do. Now, let's say 15 years later, this guy is accused of being a creeper, is accused of some sort of borderline or pseudo-assaultive behavior, and he's accused of saying, "I'm going to rape you" to someone.
Yeah.
Now, the person remembering this story says, "You know what? I feel like 15 years ago, he said in the booth that he was going to go over to that director, pull up their skirt, and rape them right there. I remember that."
Yeah.
That's another phenomena that happens, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Honestly, it's a problem with Weinstein's accusers.
Sure.
Now, they may be able to overcome that problem. It's a problem with Cosby's accusers, and they clearly were able to overcome that problem.
Yeah.
In at least convincing a jury. However, people can manifest memories. They can be very, very good at it. And those memories can be, to the person, very, very real, and absolutely not what we would consider a lie, as far as they made it up with malice. But
Sure.
their mind molds based on what they've been hearing, reading, and seeing, and their memory starts to put people's faces on other events. It starts to modify events that occurred, and it's a really, really hard thing. That's why I don't like these brigade things. I actually,
I agree. I agree.
I don't like the brigades against Weinstein.
I agree.
I don't like the brigades against Cosby
everyone
either.
has a right to be considered innocent until proven guilty. I don't have a right to sit here in my head and say, yeah, he did it. I don't. I honestly have to maintain in my mind, I do not know. And that's where my stance is. Hey, I got to go pee and I got to go on another show.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep you here. Well, I'm gonna thank you for hanging out with me as long as you did. Have fun popping over. We're gonna keep talking about Vic Mignogna over here.
Keep going, guys. Send these guys some super chats, some good questions about this meaty stuff. Let's try and stump Nick with a super chat. Stump him.
I've got like 1 billion to go through already, so that's going to be fun. We'll do that, and then I'm going to buy your book on stream in a little bit.
I'm so sorry, Nick. I gotta.
No. Yeah, get out of here. Get out. Go.
Get in there, my brother. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Come on
buddy.
my show this week. I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.
See you, brother. Bye.
All right. So that was Doug, and I will ditch these headphones. Oh, no one likes wearing headphones all night. Let me read through some of these chats, and we'll get into the Vic. We'll get back into the Vic Mignogna stuff. And thank you for bearing with me on not reading the chats. Doug, once he said he had to go, I wanted to make sure and squeeze as much time out of him as possible. So check out check out his campaign, which I will throw in the chat here. I'll throw it over on Stream Me too. All right. Where did we go? Okay. So his campaign is up there. Make sure, and if you're interested, pick up his book. I will be picking up some level of this. I haven't decided yet, but Doug's a very good guy, an amazing artist. And I didn't even get to talk to him about the book. I was going to talk to him one more time, but the difference between his book and a lot of the other crowdfunded books that you're going to find is that his is an actual book. It's hardbound. It's, it's decorative. It looks good on a shelf. It's not just like a flimsy comic book or even a sturdy graphic novel or something like that. It's an actual bound book. It'll look very enticing on a shelf. Of course, that matters to me. I have a bunch of nice looking books, and we have a library here. So that's one thing to be excited about if you like to collect books. Let me read through some of these chats. The lawyer bot says, "Hey Nick, Monica Rial, that's the voice of Bulma. Thank you for correcting me, chat. Monica Rial claimed that freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequence." Freedom from speech isn't freedom from consequence. I know how much you love to hear that statement. Hi, Doug. I'll tell him hi later for you. I apologize. Bagel Goose said FB. Bagel Goose said, "Don't tell me how to live my life." I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare do that to you. Veggie Bad said Funimation was pushing this SJW nonsense for a long time. They already made up their minds with Vic and the investigation. I agree. The investigation. We did an investigation. Okay. That doesn't mean anything. I don't know if you guys know this, but internal investigation doesn't actually mean they did anything. They could have reviewed a Twitter feed for 10 minutes. That's an investigation. Marty Lund says, remove the debunked hoaxes and what's left, R.E. Vic. Jesus Freak got out, no hate. Or Jesus Freak Get Out, no hate. Bible studies in hotel lobbies. Gospel of John audio CDs was too much. Jack Dirac says, will you be able to ship Bigfoot Bill to a P.O. box? I don't know. Sorry. Darth Bobcat says, congrats on a successful campaign, Doug. Mr. Kill Anything says, Doug, disappointed. Thought the store closed in April. Settled for less. Bought 2 copies. You and Nick need to do a whiskey cigar Bible study stream. Yeah, stay tuned. Doug and I will be doing more shows together. I very much appreciate his friendship and company. Go Sukashi says, thanks for covering this. Anime News Network as a site is garbage on every level, from its graphic design to its reporting. Doug, you're the biggest weeb taking anime money, you whore. Hopcrop says, grats on the huge success of the book, Doug. I donated to the cause earlier tonight, and I'll be unveiling details of a comic project of my own in the next few weeks. Viva Comicsgate. Gunnar Ray Oy says, many of the anime voice actors work out of Texas. Thank you for that. Rickard says, this comes off as crappy fanfic porn. Male celebrities need to follow the Mike Pence protocol at all times with female fans. Google censors the crap out of super chats, FYI. I'll just send donations from here from now on. Yes, always send them on Stream Me. It's much to my preference because Google doesn't get a cut. Proto Man says, yaoi is a fetish for females. It has nothing to do with LGBT. Well, I agree. It's being spun as him being homophobic. Although maybe he's being called homophobic for other reasons. Musid says, look at Rial's Twitter. She's threatening legal action for harassment. I did see that. I saw that earlier. Good luck. Rick Nikita says, I hate driving through snow. Me too, buddy. Godspeed and stay safe. Pixel Rush says, Nick, be sure to include the video of him arguing with a picketer. Maybe. Tyler Knox says, here's a giant hole. If he made them so uncomfortable, why did they take pics in the first place? Better yet, why aren't parents or friends involved? The reality is they were involved, and they weren't having any trouble with this until it became the right time to take him down. Tillip says, Doug the troll doll to TenNapel. Siren Jag says, okay, I'd like to officially state that I truly doubt the sexiness of a 15-year-old's cardboard cutout full metal alchemist Alphonse armor. It might be Russell Greer level of cringe. Yeah, I doubt it too. I think he's immediately saying, they say, oh, isn't this armor sexy? He's like, oh yeah, sure it is. Good job. Nice working on your costume. Yellow Flash 2 says, Monica Rial is the voice actor of Bulma. Tisk tisk. Yeah, sorry, buddy. I got him mixed up in my brain because I don't care about these people. JD1989 said, this is the kind of yellow journalism that would make Joseph Pulitzer and William Randolph Hearst blush. Cass Michael said, Doug passed 180K on Bigfoot Bill just now. Bluebeard. Jake Beal says, she's lying. Females cognitively tie memory to emotion. If the story was an emotional for her in any way, she would have remembered every detail. I'm not a psychologist, so I couldn't tell you if that's got anything to it. Doug Confair says, fingers in the hair, gripping a fistful, lightly pulling, and whispering sounds like a moment from a romance novel. Are we sure this wasn't a shared sexually charged moment being framed as harassment? I don't believe that moment happened. Not in that way. Not a tiny bit. To remember those details and then to fumble at the 2-yard line with the details of what he said and what she said back. I don't buy it. I don't buy that she shoved him off of her with his hand in her hair. I don't believe that no one in a lobby of a business would say something about that. It all rings really weird to me. And the timing, of course, doesn't help. Christopher Nicholson says, Doug is letting the zombie in the camp again. Forever229 donated but didn't leave a message. Thank you so much. Durka Madurka says, anime voice actors only meet at cons. I already read that one. Andrew Casey says, a rebuffed woman can very easily jump to a false accusation just so she can get some closure. Hypothetically, anyway. That might be true. I don't know. I read Durka Madurka's chat about Vic having his own office. Rob Pieri says, should look at Monica Rial. I don't want to look at her. Forever229 says, voice actors Monica Rial and Neil Kaplan have both accused him as well. Is it Neil Kaplan? That's a guy? Monica was being buddies with him just last month on Twitter. Rich Burer says, Me Too for the hashtag Me Too. Wine for the Weinstein. C.A. Cunningham says, the irony of hashtag Me Too is that I've seen so many lies. There's no way I'd believe anybody at face value, and I'm not the only one who's become like this. Yeah, it's the boy who cried wolf, right? It's the boy who cried wolf. That's the problem with these brigading campaigns. No matter how much you're after someone, if the truth doesn't meet out with the claims, you run into problems. Every false accuser of Weinstein makes any legitimate accuser of Weinstein's story weaker, and that's the damage and the danger and the gamble of brigading someone. Jesse N says, I backed Bigfoot Bill. Thank you very much. I'm sure Doug would thank you if he were still here. Pepsi Man says, Marchie's an ADR director at Funimation. Vic has less power. Yeah, that power thing does not hold much water to me. Again, in the anime voice acting world, I just don't see any of them as having much power. Wind Ghost Man says, what disgusts me with all of this is by being guilty in a court of public opinion means that even if Vic is found innocent in a court of law, his career is already over, which is a shame. Andrew War Snowboard says, what even is an anime? And Sir Filian says, the thing Vic said in Jamie's ear was omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage? Omelette du fromage. So there we go. We are caught up. We are caught up on super chats. Thank you for hanging with me through those. You're welcome to send more if you want, or to use the Justice Chat link in the description. Let me make sure there was nothing on Stream Me, which does not have. If I could get something on Stream Me, it would be a way for the donations to pop up and highlight in the chat. Because yes, there was one. There was one from Alexei Russian. Says, nice looking books, lol, okay, Sargon. I question the judgment of a dude who would dye his hair fire red and wear women's glasses. Rip Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, in fairness to Doug, he promised to dye his hair fire red when his book passed $150,000 on Indiegogo, which it did early this morning or last night. And wearing the women's glasses, well, that's indefensible. Absolutely indefensible. And I just clicked on Undertale. So that's not, there we go. Fix that. My kid plays Undertale on my computer, which is embarrassing. Stuffy D4HL sent $1 with no chat. Thank you very much for sending that. Bose. Oh no, there it is running. Gosh, how annoying. Bo Stoker says, problem with the Weinstein stuff. You know, a lot of those stars did it to further their career and now are claiming it was wrong. Yep, that's a part I didn't really get to on the Weinstein stuff, and that is absolutely a problem. Spooky Weeb Trash says, Weebs rise up. Velasa Ninja says, Vic narrated a gay werewolf audiobook, so I don't know how he could be homophobic. He even defended fans from extreme Christians who were saying anime fans would go to hell. Also, Monica legit tweeted Vic a kiss a few weeks back. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking credible to me, but it doesn't have to be credible anymore, right? It just has to be loud. Underdog Anomaly says Jamie physically threatened Vic on Twitter. Underdog Anomaly says, what should Vic do now? I don't know. I don't know what Vic should do. That's such a tough question. What Vic should do is he should talk to an attorney. I mean, these people. Now, here's something interesting. So Jamie works at Funimation, right? Jamie works at Funimation in Texas. I don't know if Funimation's based in Texas, but Jamie might be tortiously interfering with Vic's contract. She knows of, if she works for Funimation, she likely knows of the contract. I don't know. There's that element, knowledge of specific contracts by being insiders. They're going to risk claims beyond defamation or libel because they have tortious interference to look for. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Hey, Zoda Soda donated $2. Thank you so much, Zoda. I do see that now. Does that show up on the streamy thing? Let's see. Hey, there it is. Cool. Okay. All the other voice actors virtue signal like lemmings in Goose Step with, quote, I believe victims. Considering this is all after the homophobia accusations, this is all very much typical online left-wing mob mentality. I agree. That's what it looks like. And that's maybe a problem. But if that's, I don't know, man, you can't make up this stuff. Tamia Murray says Monica dug her hole and Jamie jumped to save her. That could be too. Circle the wagons. Kiara Hardy says, I still think that if he pulled her hair, she would have screamed. Yeah, I mean, that's the short hairs at the back of the neck that's sensitive. To me, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Which would have brought attention to her and Vic. Yeah, I agree. That's part of the story that really bothers me. I'm just having a real hard time buying it. Maybe he's a creep, though. I don't know. I've never met Vic. I'm hoping to talk to him soon, but he's obviously and understandably reluctant to talk to anybody about any of this. And you know, he should be. So what's the where are we? Where's this stupid Oh, and just as another update, Lieutenant Cobra. This is completely off topic, but I've gotten people asking me about this on Twitter. Lieutenant Cobra receiving a cease and desist letter from Just Destiny. There's all sorts of conflicting information. Right now, I am trying to unravel some of it, and I will be doing a video on this stuff. Okay, as soon as I get some more information. I've seen the cease and desist letter. I'm trying to verify if it's legitimate, if any of the lawyers mentioned are actually working there. This is like teaser. I don't know what anybody else has said about this, but digging into this thing is unraveling this weird web of stuff that doesn't make any sense at all. So just so you know, that is being looked into. But yeah, we'll get back to that. But just in case anybody's wondering, I will be covering that sometime soon. I just got to verify some more stuff. Donga. Oh, hey, Donga, what's up? On the Discord run by his fans, Vic answered questions and said he is talking to a lawyer. What kind of damages could he seek? He's lost plenty of scheduled convention appearances and future voice acting gigs. Oh, tons. Absolute tons of damages. What they're accusing him of, and that like Anime News Network should be issuing retractions immediately. Like if they want to do that, they need to be retracting this story right away. The second they hear he's got a lawyer, and hope that he shows mercy on them, because they're painting him very clearly to be someone who assaults children from what is otherwise normal behavior at conventions. And that's per se damages, and his reputation is everything. He's got displayable damages with the reputation hit he's taking and the money hit that he's taking. So he should be talking to them about that. You got to go after anything that might be an organization, anybody who might have money. Obviously, you can't go after the random girls who are sending in these pictures for the articles, probably. But you can go after Funimation. He could go after Funimation for breach or something like that if he determined that, or wrongful termination if he determined that his contract was terminated, because he's going to have termination clauses in a contract. He's not going to be an at-will employee under whatever state law he's under. He's going to be a contractor, and terminating those contracts, they'll probably have something like a morality or reputation clause. And if he thinks that they didn't sufficiently investigate that they breached, and that they're trying to use the morality or whatever as an excuse, then he's got a shot at a wrongful termination or a breach of contract sort of claim, and that could be a lot of money. Neil Kaplan said, Forever229 says Neil Kaplan is a guy and he's lying as there's a video of the event that actually happened. Also, Kaplan has allegations on him now. So that's interesting. Saul LOLL says they say we are not entitled to the evidence. And frankly, we might not be. That's the beauty of internal investigations. They don't have to tell us anything, but they may have to tell Vic's lawyers. And that's what we can hope will happen. Underdog Anomaly says Monica kissed a fan on cam. I made a video on it. Uh-oh. So she should be dragged. Kellen Miller says that's a joke. That's a joke. I don't actually believe in that, but she is dragging someone else, which, I mean, that's a little bit hypocritical. Kellen Miller says, had my worst day in a long time today. Can I hear your best daddy no to cheer me up? Also, the grab by the hair thing sounds like bull. Kellen Miller, I am sorry that you had a bad day, friend. Let me give you this. Daddy, no! I hope that was sufficient. I hope that was sufficient for you. I'm checking Stream Me. Okay. Perfect. Let's pull this article back up, shall we? And see if we can move on. Where is it? Here we go. All right. The store's responsibilities have been passed down from fan club member to fan club member and run entirely on a volunteer basis. One former store manager described her schedule as working her normal job from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. and attending college courses for 11 hours while managing the fan club store for a few hours in between classes. Okay. She would then ship all the store's orders each Friday. The former manager was reluctant to discuss the store's operations further. Oh, excuse me. But another former Mignogna store manager stated that orders were taken via PayPal and the money went directly to whomever was managing the store at the time to cover their shipping costs. Oh man, what an evil ring of store running. Active members in the fan club would also volunteer as mods in the forums and busy chat room, organize con meetups for members, and occasionally get to have dinner with the man himself along with other club members. This sounds like a fan club. These predominantly young female members were not compensated for their time running the shop. Are we kidding? Managing the fan club's official activities. Ooh, maybe they should talk to the fan club. Fan clubs are not typically run by the creator, right? Fan clubs are typically run by some sort of fan club governing board. Like any organization would have some sort of, even if it's a loose structured organization running it, like 2 or 3 super fans who would delegate tasks out. This is nonsense. Or moderating the forum and chat. Clay, I will never compensate you for moderating the chat. On at least one occasion, Mignogna asked panel audiences if any were members of his fan club to specifically recruit them to manage his autograph line, CD sales, and till at a convention. Oh, and I'm sure they hated it. That's how one 16-year-old Reisenbull Ranger ended up working during part of Animazement in 2008. With the help of my friends, we sold both his anime song CDs and his Christian CD. We also managed the line and cut it off when it got too long. We counted his money and made sure it matched the number of CDs sold, even though we were not part of the convention staff. Afterwards, we gave him a gift, a gift we made, which was a sketchbook full of fan art of various characters he voiced and some candy and treats. He was super nice and appreciative during the whole thing. Then he went around and gave everyone hugs. Some people we knew, but weren't a part of the group, joined in and he thanked them as well for just being fans of his. When he got to me, he gave me a hug as normal, but thanked me specifically in an oddly seductive voice and kissed my neck before moving on to other people. Afterwards, I felt so shocked and oddly violated because it was such a small convention. I saw him multiple times afterward, including in an elevator I needed to use. I was so frightened, I took the stairs. I avoided him the entire weekend. He recognized me even in different cosplay and tried to come to me. I ran away every time. Oh my. Oh my. The tried and true Reisenbull Rangers were on hand to come to Mignogna's aid when allegations of his impropriety came to the surface. When the January 16th Twitter thread picked up steam, Mignogna turned to his fan club's Discord channel on January 19th to assuage fans before issuing his public statement. Let's see. So here's, I'm not going to read everybody's. I'm just going to read Vic's. Well, blank, thank you for that. And let me say, I am so far from perfect. I've made many mistakes and will make many more. And I'm sure you all would agree that you do too. But all I can ask is that you decide for yourself by coming and meeting me in person and form your own opinion on me and not rumors. Many people can have many reasons to make up garbage and slander others. Well, I mean, clearly he's just trying to get people to come to the convention so he can molest them with his rape words, right? Like that's what's going on there. In response to a fan's concerns about who to believe, Mignogna writes, oh yeah, that's that. Vic says in response, Mignogna responds to a second question by characterizing the allegations as preposterous lies with no substance that could potentially damage his career. Well, yeah. Wow, how prescient he was. Mignogna also assured his fans that the statements being made wouldn't be seriously considered by others in the business. He was wrong on that one. His claim, of course, wasn't entirely baseless. Rumors about Mignogna's alleged behavior towards congoers and supposed outbursts at fellow voice actors and con staff have been shared within insider circles for over a decade. While researching this article, I kept learning of more conventions that supposedly blacklisted Mignogna from ever returning, yet any attempts to reach out to longtime staff for each event were met with silence. If the rumors were true, no one with any kind of power in the industry was willing to talk about it. Well, la-dee-freaking-da, right? Anime News Network reached out to Mignogna to comment in hopes of gaining more specifics about the allegations. He declined to comment, instead chose to stand by a statement he issued on January 21st where he mentions the allegations from the January 16 Twitter thread in general. Here's his statement. This is heartbreaking. Over the last few days, a number of comments and allegations have been voiced on social media. I'd like to share my thoughts. Homophobic? No. Some of my dearest friends are members of the LGBTQ community. Can't ever say that, Vic. What are you thinking? You can't say that you have friends of the people you hate because that's just evidence that you hate them because you have to recognize that you have them. Haven't you learned this logic, Vic? Several that I brought into my production on family on Star Trek continues. This is a blatantly false statement. I said many years ago that I didn't think a particular character I voiced was gay, contrary to what some fans believed. Not because it matters to me at all, but because I was told this was the case. I also elected not to autograph Yaoi, not because I am homophobic, but because I didn't wish to sign material that was not canon. Anti-Semitic? I couldn't even grasp where this was coming from until someone pointed me to a moment years ago where I was in a panel and referred to a bunch of noise coming from another room jokingly as a Holocaust. Apparently, he thought a bunch of Jews were being murdered in the other room. And he joked about it. As I said then, it was a metaphor for Armageddon, death, and mass destruction, but not the Holocaust. And in fact, Vic has several friends who are Holocausts. Could I have chosen a different word? Sure, in retrospect, I could have. And of course, I'm sorry that it offended anyone. No! Vic, no, you're not. Stop. Don't be sorry. It didn't offend anyone. It didn't offend anyone. It didn't offend anyone. Ugh! I sincerely apologize to any convention staff member who ever felt I was anything less than kind and grateful to be included in their event. Unknown to most staffers, contractual arrangements made in advance with cons were occasionally not honored when I arrived, and that made me frustrated. Yep. That does not excuse making anyone feel badly, and I am deeply sorry. No. 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 I would also like to sincerely apologize to anyone who ever felt my interaction with them, a hug or a kiss on the cheek or forehead, was crossing a line. No, learn from Kevin Spacey and go gay right now. Never in a million years would it be my intent to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Rather, it was meant to show gratitude or support. We know. They know. They know. Vic, they know. They're lying. I came from an affectionately expressive family where such displays are commonplace, but I understand that not everyone feels the same way. Hence, I will not be interacting in the same way with fans in the future. Understand this is the climate where we live. Understand this is the climate we live in. This is how it has to be. To my fans who ask for hugs, etc., I'm sorry, but please know that I'm no less grateful or supportive of you. Finally, any allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault, or most disturbingly, pedophilia are completely and utterly false. My heart weeps for anyone who endures a violation of this kind. So to be accused of harming others in this way, I have no words. You had a lot of words, Vic, and they should have been F off. I don't know. I don't know, buddy, but I would not apologize in the way you did. In the statement, Mignogna compares the kissing scene in the above photos to the same kind he shares with family members and says he will no longer engage in such behavior with congoers. He then apologized to his fans. Now, notice what they haven't done. They spent the entire article labeling the kissing as inappropriate. I wonder how long till he inappropriately interacts with his own family. He then apologizes to his fans that he will no longer be able to hug or kiss them if requested. He also denies any allegations of sexual harassment, sexual assault, pedophilia, homophobia, and or anti-Semitism. Regardless of these specific points of contention, discussion of Yowie and Yuri was banned outright from the Risenbull Rangers chat rooms and forums. The Yahoo Groups page states, no posting adult content. This too is self-explanatory. Vic is a Christian and does not approve of Yowie, Yuri, hentai, etc. If you were a fan of Vic, you would know that. We're not saying you must clean up your life because of that, just that it has no place here. End of discussion. Okay, so yeah. And also, considering they've just said that his fan page is full of minors, probably need to have some sort of disclaimer like that. I don't know. Maybe. A Jewish fan of Mignogna's work on Persona 3 left his autograph line feeling judged in 2010. The 19-year-old lined up with a replica of Junpei's hat for Mignogna to sign and also grabbed a copy of his fan music CD. When their turn came, Mignogna allegedly asked them why they chose the fan music CD but not any of his Christian music CDs. The fan apologized and stated they were Jewish. According to them, Mignogna stared at them up and down and responded by saying, well, we can change that. Oh, no. No. I couldn't believe that he would say something like that to me. A joke. He wouldn't say a joke. I wasn't trying to be rude by telling him my religion. I was just trying to answer his question. I ended up just grabbing the CD and the hat without his signature and apologized to him and just bolted out of the signing line. 1 week after issuing his statement, another alleged victim came forward, a fellow talent and TV show contestant. And there are a couple chats I'm going to read, and then we'll get back to it. Stuffy D4HL says, Funimation is located in Texas, so tort for the tort god. Oh, and he is good. He is good. That's a much better place to be located than California for this type of claim. Clay Early says, if a normal amount of olives in my Greek salad, is too much and Easy Olives is too little. How do I get the desired amount? Over Easy Olives, Clay. Do you think Over Easy is reserved for eggs? No, it's the amount over Easy. Anthony Tupin says, going to PR in May, and based on the crew I'm going with, I'm sure we're going to need a lawyer. So if you could work on your license. Also, there's room. PR. Anthony, where's PR? Chambers of My Heart says, I had an interview with the Rise and Bull Rangers via live stream 2/8 on my channel. There's a link there. Let me throw that in the description. Oh, it's not going to let me It's not going to let me copy it because it's on Stream Me. Or not Stream Me, Streamlabs. Maybe. Oh, there it is. I threw it up in both chats, so you can check it out there. And then Landon Mack and James says, what's wrong with Yoi? There's some good ones. No, Landon, no, Landon. Oh, Puerto Rico. PR that Puerto Rico. Thank you. Well, good luck down there, buddy. Although that sounds fun. All right. Back to the article. On January 28th, prominent cosplayer. Oh my God, that's a thing. That's a thing. Prominent cosplayer Jessie Pridemore publicly recounted her own experience with Mignogna at Anime Next in 2011, where the voice actor allegedly grabbed her arm to keep her from leaving his side during a convention. Pridemore wrote that fans approached after he allegedly held her arm and they made small talk about a series he had appeared in. During this conversation, Pridemore claims Mignogna slid his hand up her back and through her hair before grabbing and tugging it. Oh, well, that's weird, isn't it? Isn't it? In her account, Pridemore wrote that he then insinuated that the reason she enjoyed the series was because of another voice actor's performance in it. A man Pridemore claims raped her and bragged about it to others in the industry. Wow. That's weird. I'll have to tell Doug. Pridemore's story was debunked. You don't say. When Ghostman says, what a coincidence. Quelle coincidence! Quelle surprise! When a friend approached to help Pridemore, she wrote that she did not respond because she was stunned. She claimed Mignogna pulled on her hair again, with the implication that if the other voice actor had had me, he could too. She said she then left the group in tears. Oh my God. Prior to Pridemore's post, little of the allegations against Mignogna made their way outside of social media. Weird. Weird that that was the first one. And then another one would come out just like it. And it's unknown what, if any, ramifications they might have beyond the viral tweet expiration date. He appeared at the premiere of Funimation's Dragon Ball Super Broly film where he voiced the titular Broly. Individuals have tagged Funimation while using the hashtag KickVic on Twitter to relay stories to the company, but any discussion about the actor himself hasn't stopped ticket purchases in the US. Of course not. Because they're not going to... Because the people saying this aren't fans. Probably. His convention booking calendar on the Rise and Bull Rangers website shows 2 or 3 convention appearances per month year-round. I'm sure those are disappearing by the minute. Despite the longevity of Mignogna's reputation and numerous first-hand accounts of unwanted physical contact between the voice actor and attendees, any kind of repercussions were left to internal memos and insider discussions. If he sues him, man, I hope he gets discovery on all that. Conversations at the attendees manning their artist alley booths, cosplayers practicing their skits, and gaggles of teenage fans waiting in line for a Vic Mignogna autograph would never overhear. Additional reporting by Bamboo Dong. All the stories included in this article were corroborated by multiple sources with the exception of the Persona 3 fan. You mean you went to the Twitter page and other people saw the Twitter page? Is that how you corroborated them? Images were provided by the respective sources shared, and I don't believe that. Oh wait, you didn't do the one from Jamie. She hadn't posted it yet. This article is updated for better clarity and to further protect the identities of those involved. Sure it is. Sure it is. Wow. I don't know, that hair-pulling story. Man, that's weird. That's weird to have an exact same story come out, isn't it? Where Tiger Ray, stop making fun of my lack of ad block. Okay, next is Hell said, where do you see this going? Do you think Vic will be suing? Do you think there will be a settlement with an NDA? I don't know. When your reputation is trashed by libel, a settlement with an NDA doesn't really fix it. So, no. I wouldn't settle. I mean, depends on the settlement. I'd be cautious. Cautious on settling. Very cautious. Landon Mack and James says, by Yaoi and Yuri, I don't mean the hentai. I mean the shonen AI and shoujo AI genres. I don't care if I'm mispronouncing that. There's some very wholesome and heartwarming stories in anime. Yeah, but they don't have mecha. So there you go. There you go. That's the allegations against Vic Mignogna. Thanks for hanging with me on that. Let's see. What do we have to do? Oh, I am going to buy Bigfoot Bill from my friend Doug in just a second. I'm not going to do it like... oh, I don't have my wallet, do I? I'll have to go get that. I'm not going to do it where you can see it, though. That's weird. I'll just show that that I've backed it. That I've backed it. What else is there? Let's see how much heat Jamie Marchi is taking. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Don't fight hate with hate. Is a subtle gaslighting. Oh, now is she being gaslit now? Is that what's going on? Is the world rallying to beat up on Jamie Marchi? Let's see. Just to be clear. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this person, let's do this in order. Marchi encouraging her family followers to make death threats to Vic Mignogna's life and making a few of her own. This is not okay. Funimation is completely illegal and a breach of Jamie Marchi's contract. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. More than ever, we need to stand with Vic. So Jupiter says, yeah, he should suffer more dire consequences than losing con appearances or his actions against young women and minors. The way he's them feel, is that not reasonable to want restitution that weighs as much as his wrongdoings against people's bodies and agencies? All these people talk the same. They've created a lexicon that is really annoying. Here we go. Here's Jamie Marchi's tweet. It says, yes, I want his head. I want his balls. Sweetie. He's married. I want him to feel an ounce of the pain he's caused others and then effing choke on it. I want you to take his dick out of your ears so you can actually hear reality, but you know that's just me. Okay. So she says, fun little cut and paste to try and make my comment seem like a direct threat. Well, I mean, I saw the tweet and that's not a cut and paste. That's actually what you wrote. Here we go. To try and make my comment seem like a direct threat, not a hyperbolic answer to a hyperbolic question, is a nasty, hate-filled comment. You would know, wouldn't it? Think she actually believes the person I was responding to has a penis in her ear. Hyperbole, kids, look it up. Well, I mean, there's hyperbole and then there's hyperbole, isn't there? Just to be clear, this is not a call to action to go after this person or any of Vic's fans. I think it's important to share the kind of tactics they are using to attack victims and supporters in order to silence us. In a way, these people are his victims too. Oh, aren't they? You don't want them to use the same tactics against you, because having stories made up is about the things that you did or didn't do is not great. Let's see how she's doing. Got your back. Thank you for your courage. You inspire me to be stronger. Heart. Thank you, Heart. So sorry this happened to you. Heart. Heart. Thanks for sharing your story. I never will know you personally. I do know that after following your work, Twitter, and attending your panels for 4 years, that you're a brutally honest person. Basically, I believe you. How insane. Thank you for telling your story. Love you. Here's a cat. Is that Cardi B? No, that's not Cardi B. Is that Nicki Minaj blowing a kiss? I don't even know. Who keeps track of these people? Good for you to share this. Thank you so much. Hearts. I still stand by you. Beautifully written. I mean, I don't know if that was beautifully written. Remember, she was putting her career on the line. This is one place I definitely disagree with Doug. I don't think she was putting her career on the line for a moment in any sort of industry like this. That's not yeah. Ugh. I can't stand it. So yeah. She actually said she didn't care if Vic gets harassed. Of course she doesn't care. Let's see. What do we got here? All right. Let's get ordering on Doug's thing. Which perk should I get? Comic sketchbook and head sketch. Family gift pack. This. That's the comic book, the sketchbook, the head sketch. Well, that's a lot. I don't want 500's a little much. Okay, so this one comes up 4 copies of Bigfoot Bill, 4 sketchbooks, and one of the comics has a head sketch. You keep this one for yourself. I don't know about that. I think this one's good. Let's see. Lady Rackets, are you on still? Couldn't Vic also sue Rooster Teeth? Probably. You messaged me. Oh, okay. What are you thinking? Okay, yeah. I'll get the head sketch. And I'll ask him about the other thing you messaged me in private. How about that? We'll do this perk. Okay, I'm gonna have to go off screen for this guy. Here we go. Let's see. I'm just typing in some stuff here. Someone is probably right now autistically figuring out from the from the keystrokes exactly what I'm typing. I'm gonna have to leave the stream for a second. Just a second. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. Thank you for enjoying the good nature of my guest host Tonka. While I went and got the card there. Okay. Oh my goodness. There we go. Let's do it. Oh, I did that already. All right. Submit payment. Thank you for backing this campaign. Let's see. Okay, well, I don't have, yeah. There you go. There you go. Got an email coming. So I did back Bigfoot Bill. So good job. Good job, Doug. Good job, Doug. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that's the story of Vic Mignogna right now. Right now, he has been like his role at Funimation is done. It has been recast as someone else. Whatchamacallit? Funimation removes voice actor Vic Mignogna from anime while harassment allegations keep growing. He was previously removed from Rooster Teeth's Ruby. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's check out Monica Rial. Let's see. Okay. All right. My favorite part of Twitter is when people tell me the law. Not me. Tell anybody the law. Where we go? Where are we? Where are we? I'm getting her tweets pulled up for you. Getting her tweets pulled up for you. Here we go. Let me make sure. What is this? That's that one. That's a different Twitter page. So many Twitter pages. Let's talk about the law and her interpretation of it. I'm sure it's right. I'm sure it's right. Here we go. Ugh. Listen to this. Listen to this. Dropping in to say this. Stop harassing my friends and colleagues. You want the truth? You want the truth? Let's see. I'm trying to make this big enough. You want the truth? It happened to me. I had hoped it wouldn't come to this, but here we are. I don't owe you anything, but if it'll stop it from happening to someone else, then so be it. Show this thread. I will tell you everything when I'm ready to do so. Please understand that this is a difficult time for me, my friends, and my loved ones. Also, for all those go to the cops folks, I thought it was a one-time occurrence with someone who had always been creepy with me. I chose to forgive him, even though he didn't ask for forgiveness. I thought it was a one-time occurrence for someone who had always been creepy with me. Okay, sure. It wasn't until several of my dear friends came forward with similar stories recently that I realized that this happens regularly. And just so we're clear, you can be fired from a job for inappropriate behavior without ever having charges brought against you. Oh yeah, you definitely can. I'm only one voice in a sea of many. She said sea of many. You may never hear the other stories. Those women don't owe you anything. See how this works? See how this works? I'm being so vocal. You haven't said anything though. I'm being so vocal because I don't want this to happen to another woman. He's hurt enough people. He's a sick man and he needs help. I hope he'll come to realize that. Oh. So her response, I want his head, I want his balls, was a response to Monica Rial. It wasn't actually a response to someone else's comment. It was a response to Monica Rial? What? Oh, someone must have retweeted this. Okay. Alicia Nico. I could tell kindness radiated from your entire being. Oh my God, how these people talk. Oh, let's see here. I don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form. Any threats on either side will be compiled and sent to the proper authorities. Don't confuse my silence for fear. I am taking the advice of my lawyer and the authorities and staying off of Twitter. Much heart. Well, there you go. She stayed off for a little while. Freedom of speech does not equal freedom from consequences. Before you choose to harass me, please be aware that I have attorneys and law enforcement involved. We're taking all threats and harassment very seriously. Any harassment threats will be screenshot and forwarded. And just so we're clear, here's the legal definition of harassment. Now, you can tell from the way this is worded that she copied and pasted this from a website where she Googled harassment definition. Harassment is governed by state laws, and that's the giveaway, but is generally defined as a course of conduct which annoys, threatens, intimidates, alarms, or puts a person in fear of their safety. No. Harassment is a course of conduct, which is right, not an incident. A course of conduct, a pattern, a trend, a thing that is done, a series of events undertaken by an individual, which is reasonably intended to annoy, or maybe even reasonably calculated to annoy, threaten, intimidate, alarm, or put a person in fear for their safety. A reasonable person in fear for their safety. It's not just anybody. And if there is harassment of a specific person that goes beyond the reasonable person standard, almost always that person needs to first request the activity to stop. You can't just, like, okay, if you walk around murdering someone's cat and like sending them pieces of the cat, that's harassment, right? Or even if you send them like pieces of a doll with like a note attached or something, That would cause a reasonable person to have fear, to have apprehension, stuff like that. All right? That's unreasonable. Now, if you're doing something that a reasonable person might not find harassing, but a specific person might find harassing because there's history, right? Like, let's say someone's afraid of photocopiers and you keep sending them pictures of the newest and biggest photocopier model. Like maybe their grandpa was killed while maintaining a Xerox machine. I don't know. But so you keep sending them pictures of the access port on giant photocopy machines, the same place where their grandpa was killed. That could be harassment. They'd have to ask you to stop, because just sending pictures of Xerox machines wouldn't make a reasonable person feel fear. They'd have to ask you to stop. Now, I'm not advocating anybody do this, but yeah, that's how this goes. So anyway, here we go. Freedom of speech does not equal freedom to ruin people's lives, to do false accusations either. Monica, thanks for the tweet. I've screenshot it and sent it to my attorney and law enforcement. Good. They can enjoy the billable hours. You can enjoy paying them for that. I will not be harassed. Have a nice night. You're not being harassed, dummy. Zero harassment. It's already a copy pasta. The irony that you would post something like this after gleefully joining in on a witch hunt of a colleague is staggering. The backlash against you is the consequence of your condemnation of a presumed innocent. Thanks for the tweet. I've screenshot it and sent it to my attorney and law enforcement. I will not be harassed. Have a good night. Yeah, okay, sweetheart. That's not harassing. Think before you post. Texas anti-bullying laws. Oh my god. What a disaster. What a disaster. Okay. I gotta get off Twitter. Oh, I got a lot of private messages waiting on Twitter. People sending me stuff. Well, let's see if anything is directly relevant to the stream. I'm sure a bunch of it is. Just a second. Okay, so this is from a friend. He says, if you can see this, tell Doug anime actors aren't like the actors he knows. They're not loyal to each other, and they've been after Mignogna for years. I'll have to tell him later. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. Oh, and yeah, DJD, thanks, buddy. Sent me Anime Gate predicted. I'll have to check that at some point. I'm not going to do it on stream right now. I've got a whole bunch of requests. Anime Outsiders, you still there? I'll let you pop into the stream. Let's see. 1 second. I'm going to get the link for you. All right. Oh my goodness, what did I do here? There we go. All right, let me get my headphones on. I've sent Anime Outsiders the link, so if you hang around for just a second, hopefully he'll pop on here. Okay. Get my headphones ready. And just so everybody out there who may be Anime Outsiders fans knows, I'm trying to coordinate a stream with him and maybe Gator and some other people to talk about this more in depth. So that'll be coming as soon as I can arrange it. But we got to get schedules in order. Hey, what's up, buddy? Welcome. They can't. Here, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Now you're unmuted.
Okay, cool. I've been chomping at the bits listening to this. This has been driving me crazy because A, I got info, and B, Doug was driving me nuts.
Yeah, he's
I,
driving me nuts too.
I adore Doug TenNapel. I do. But he's so wrong about this because anime voice actors are basically like goddamn teenage girls. Like they shit talk each other behind each other's back. Okay. About 5 or 6 years ago, Vic Mignogna did a podcast interview with Anime News Network. If you ever want to cringe yourself to death, go listen to it because they spend the whole time passive aggressively shitting on him and like, well, you're a Christian, so doesn't that mean you're retarded and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he makes a mention of how for years he's been dealing with other voice actors, and he wouldn't name them because he doesn't want to start shit. Which it's funny to think of that now.
Right.
But he mentioned that other voice actors had been blackballing him and trying to sabotage his career for years, like calling up conventions saying, we're going to boycott you if you have Vic Mignogna at your convention. They would refuse to appear at conventions if he was there. And a lot of like tittering behind the scenes at studios to try to get him not cast in roles and shit. So this has been going on, and this is primarily in the Texas scene, because these voice actors that are going after Vic, it's almost all of them are in Texas, because there's 3 scenes in voice acting. There's Texas, LA, and New York.
Sure.
Oh, and there's Canada, so I guess there's 4.
Well, but Canada is not a real place.
It's a fictional kingdom.
To be fair.
So this is primarily coming out of the Texas scene, because Vic is based in LA. Currently, he started in Texas, but he moved to LA a long time ago. He still kind of commutes for roles, especially for Broly, because it's like a legacy casting.
Right.
But he's primarily based in LA, and the LA actors, for the most part, don't have any of these horror stories, or they're staying out of this. You're not seeing a lot of them get involved in this. The most that I've seen have been generic, like. If people that are harassed should speak out, yay victim, like that kind of like a generic press release kind of statement. If anything at all, the LA actors don't seem to be doing this. It's all Texas. And like I said, this has been going on for a long, long time. People were pointing out Monica Rial was.
Oh, they got to him.
Tweeted.
Oh, you're back. I thought they killed you.
Oh, did I dip out?
Yeah, just for a second. So okay. Monica Rial was what?
Monica Rial, days before this happened, Vic had put out a tweet where he was like doing some press work for Dragon Ball Super Broly with some dear friends, and she was in the picture. He took like a selfie with him and 3 of the actors from the film. And she responded with like, had lots of fun, kissy face, days before this happened. When people brought it up, she has now since gone back and deleted the tweet.
Right.
You had shown she's actually going with the thing that you showed where she's threatening people. It's escalating more than you even showed. She's now threatening people with the Office of Homeland Security. If you look at if you go back to her Twitter and look at like her most recent, like if you go to the reply, like where it shows tweets and replies, she has escalated from just her lawyers. Then she moved on to detectives, to now Homeland Security.
Well, I mean, of course, if you leave a Twitter comment that makes a blue hair cringe, then obviously that's domestic terrorism. you can't have these. Well, and if you think about it this way, let me pitch this. I think Homeland Security is appropriate for this, and you know why?
Why?
Because these people are so mentally unstable that a wrong tweet might have them just go shoot up a YouTube studio. I mean, we saw that happen, right? Well, I guess it wasn't a tweet. That was the acts of YouTube and some weird demonetizing. But honestly, and this is joking aside, I do wonder, like some of these people really do react viscerally to like a joke on Twitter. Like it's just a joke, or just even like if it's a little jab, like, yeah, you're kind of a douchebag or whatever. And it's like an affront to every single fiber of their reality. So much so that they have to go on these giant tirades. I mean, some people put a lot of stock in what happens on Twitter, and we know who they are.
Well, a lot of these voice actors have really inflated egos because the anime community just worships the ground they walk on.
Like they're
Like
just
it's
talking to a
yeah,
mic.
it's
I don't know
it's nuts.
anybody who's ever done that.
Like if you see anime conventions and the way these people are treated, it's nuts. And it's got to be worse for them because Vic Mignogna, I mean, he's a Christian conservative, and these people are cultish leftists. Like they're not just liberal, they're creepy about it. Um, and you got this guy that represents everything they hate, and he's 1,000 times more popular than they are. Like when he goes to a convention, it's like the Beatles just landed. Like you have all these teenage girls just screeching like the kind of shit you only see like when Justin Bieber shows up at a concert. Like
Right.
that's the reaction he gets. And most of these voice actors, if not any other ones, do not get that reaction. So I am 100% convinced that plays a part in this. Uh, with a lot of the stories, this has been going on for over a decade, and I can tell you where it started because around 2007, he got in trouble with teenage girls because he said that he didn't think a character he played was gay,
Right.
and
Yeah,
that
he
was when
mentioned that.
yeah, and that's when he first said that he didn't want to sign. He didn't like Yowie. He said that he thinks it's kind of disrespectful to the original author and characters. Like if this character's not gay, making them gay is because that's not who they are. And he says it's extra weird for him when you do it with a character he's played, and he knows like the guy that played the other character. He kind of joked about that, and that made him homophobic. So they began spreading rumors about him, and the initial rumors were that he would spurg about Yowie. That was how the Vic rumors started. 'Cause people act like these rumors about him, being a creep had been around for 10 years. They hadn't. The initial rumors were he'd freak out about Yowie. Like someone slipped Yowie under his door at the hotel room and he freaked out and threatened to sue the hotel. Or someone asked him to sign a Yowie picture at an autograph line and he threw the pen in their face. Like goofy shit like that.
Did he do that? God, that'd be
No,
cool.
it's all bullshit. Then those rumors escalated to that he's homophobic, that he would rant about gays, and they all come off as like really bizarre. And then that escalated to him being super Christian and bringing up Jesus when no one asked. And then that turned into him being a creep because his fan club was getting bigger and more teenage girls. And because he was surrounded by teenage girls, people would start with that tittering.
Yeah.
And that began around the 2010s. But so and then again that escalated to where we're at now. So it's basically just angry teenage girls decided to do what angry teenage girls do and start a rumor mill. And
Oh,
then you have
that's a little ageist and sexist. How dare you bring your hatred onto my stream?
and then a lot of these voice actors that don't like him jumped on the wagon.
Okay, so pitch me an alternative. So Doug was saying the voice actors that he knows, and of course, Doug is working with like he listed some of them, and it's funny because he brings up like Wayne Knight. He's working with top voice actors from that have done voices on some of the biggest stuff you've ever seen, right? He's talking about these guys, and yes, they are largely foul mouth like. The LA crowd, right? Hollywood is a foul-mouthed place. It's a place where morality is a little bit warped and skewed, and they're dealing with fiction a lot. And I mean, if you just talk to people from LA, you'll hear a different language than if you talk in the rest of the country, and that's only magnified when you've got the clout of being famous behind you. That doesn't surprise me at all. But you're saying that the voice acting anime community is very different from this.
Yes.
So talk about that with me here.
Well, the voice acting anime community, it seems to differ because it's spread out in 3 different regions. And these people, they don't talk to each other. They don't hang out unless they're booked at the same convention.
Right.
Vic Mignogna's talked about, because I watched a bunch of his panels when this was first happening because I did want to do some research on this.
Were you trying to learn how to hate?
Because apparently at Anime Outsiders, despite the fact that we're just a group of friends who started a fucking shit posting weeb site, we're better journalists than Anime News Network. Because I actually did some research and watched a bunch of his things, just try to see if anything corroborated. Because this man, a lot of people don't realize this, is the single most filmed voice actor because of this guy's huge following, anytime he is present in a crowd, there is some girl with her phone out or girl with a camera out. Every interaction with him has been recorded. Every panel he's ever held has been recorded. There is no way in hell that if this guy did anything creepy, it wasn't caught on camera. And there has been no video evidence corroborating any of this. But with the anime voice acting, you have kind of a different environment with the different areas. Like LA is a lot more old pros. They've been doing this since the 80s. A lot of them were also in production roles along with acting roles early on. Whereas the Texas crew, they started small because they just had Dragon Ball Z. That's all they did. And if you watch old Dragon Ball Z, you can tell these are people that never acted in their life. A lot of these guys started out as amateurs. There wasn't that kind of the thing in LA where they transitioned from one televised media to the other. Like they didn't go, we were doing cartoons and then we kind of got into this anime thing and the people behind the scenes and all that. This was just a small company that started with anime, and that's Funimation.
Right.
They employ it right now. They're sort of addressing a criticism that a lot of people had where they had a very small for a long time voice pool compared to LA and maybe New York. Like when you hear Funimation projects, you'd hear a lot of the same actors. It's very cliquey in Texas.
Sure.
They're hiring new people now. They're expanding that pool. But for the longest time, and the people that are coming out against Vic are part of this pool, were this just fucking clique, this small clique of voice actors in Texas. Whereas LA is bigger, you have more competition, and it's more professional. Even with how loony left some of these people can be, they're more professional than this.
Right.
Like the Texas clique, I don't think they even realize what they're getting themselves into, because they've just lived this bubble sheltered life of just being worshipped and sort of not realizing that what they're doing is a profession. A lot of the people in anime sort of don't realize that too, because you get these people that were like basically went from an anime club to an anime company, and they never really realized they became a company. You see that all the time.
Hey guys, just so you're aware, I'm having a technical difficulty with the Hangout window has decided to stop switching faces. So it's stuck on your avatar, which is fine. It's fine, but I just don't want like a million comments saying, which of course now I shouldn't have said anything. It's going to get stuck there. Yeah, so that all makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out who thought that voice actors of anime dubs were ever good. All
Some of them are. Like, I won't lie. Especially now, the standards have changed. And you got to separate the art from the artist. I watch primarily dubs because I'd rather watch something in my native language and not have to read an entire TV show. And B, I hate the sound of Japanese women. Japanese women, like high-pitched squeak toys for dogs. I hate it.
Yeah, they really like that sound. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy who watches considerably more anime than I do. And he was just this was just yesterday, I think. We were talking about this over the phone. He said that he's basically stopped watching dub anime because he was tired of hearing the exact same voices every single show.
Yeah, that was largely in Funimation projects, but they became the biggest player in the game.
Right.
But with still sort of the same pool of actors. So, and again, it was just this sort of tight-knit clique. And I don't know how much of that was due to like...
Oh, there it went. There it went. Just a second, guys. I'm going to join my own call.
A lot of new talent. Like,
okay, I miss like all of that because it actually, the thing kicked me out and I had to come back in. And so they couldn't hear you because I couldn't hear you. So
okay. Well, I was saying for the longest time, Funimation's been the biggest player in the game.
Right.
With anime. but they still had this small pool of actors. And I wonder, my little conspiracy theory is how much of that was like gatekeeping, because they are like cliquey as shit. Um, because they didn't start really expanding their voice pool. I mean, they get a new actor here and there, but they didn't really start rapid growth like they've been doing now until Sony bought Funimation, which happened recently. And there's
Sure.
been a lot of changes over at Funimation since that happened, uh, including the way that dub scripts are written. Because this goes back to Jamie Marshy. This woman is psychotic, and this is what I wanted to tell Doug, because this woman is out of her mind. She clearly has issues with the fact that she is a woman. She hates men. Anytime you step to her, she immediately assumes it's because she's a woman, and she gets really manic about it. She clearly has issues. She's responsible for some of the worst dialogue changes in Funimation dub scripts, which have become infamous. Where some kind of leftist political thing was inserted into a show's script.
Yeah, the Gamergate thing, right?
Yeah, that was in the show Prison School, where this girl leans over this guy, and the original line is something like, "You should speak to your upperclassmen with a little more respect," and the line in the dub was, "What are you, one of those Gamergate creep shows?"
Well, that sounds like, I mean, that's just that's a transliteration error. Not even a translation error.
Yeah.
It's just a transposition of the words from the sub to the dub. I mean, why are you complaining about that?
And then a pretty cringy one was in this the show Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which, don't watch it, it's terrible, but a lot of weebs love it. Where this Jamie Marshy also played this huge titted character. The thing with Jamie Marshy is the main reason she has a job is she has a bimbo voice, and those are the roles she gets. Like, if you need the character that's like the slut or the dumb bitch, that's Jamie Marshy playing her.
So you're telling me that is Dopo Orochi in Baki?
I don't watch Baki.
The voice acting is okay. So I've been watching the Netflix Baki, and people said that the animation sucked, and I never really watched it because I always would watch clips on YouTube, and I would always just laugh because like the fights are so comical. But then I start watching the show, and I'm like, oh my god, the animation, it's garbage tier. It's so bad, and the voice acting is worse. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Well, I mean, that suits Baki because the art is bad in the original manga.
Yeah, that's the thing I've heard too. Like the people are so. The only funny part of the art is like how muscly everybody is.
And they don't look human. Like, they just kind of look like these tumors with arms and legs. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, but it's like this funny meme. But like then they can't, like, they bulk them out so much that the movements, they can't possibly make them look real. But
yeah,
but I love the show. Like, it's actually really fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, Jamie Marshy, she did the line in Dragon Maid where the character has like giant boobs because it's one of those kind of shows. And another character opens the door, and normally she's got like a tank top on that shows her giant boobs. But
Sure.
this time she was wearing like a fucking sweater or tracksuit or something. And it's like, oh, what's the reason for the change? And originally I think it was something like, I got tired of getting stared at, so I thought I'd wear something different for a change.
Sure.
And then the other character said, oh, that makes sense. Come on in. And the line was changed to something. What the hell was it? It was so bad. It was something like some patriarchal thing of the male gaze. Like, it had all those terms in it. And then the other character's line was changed to, give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. Like, it was so bad.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. That was also her doing.
I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah, don't. It's a bad show. But and there was another show. Basically, what Funimation would do before the Sony buyout was they had shows on sort of an unwritten tier list. The shows they cared about, they would do them faithfully. Like, those were the shows that were safe to watch. And generally, those were the shows that I liked. So in that respect, I was fine with it. Like, I could watch their dubs because when it came to like the stuff they thought was like a big property making money or stuff that like maybe had a wider appeal, those were the ones they were more faithful to. But they would also, what Funimation does is they will, one of the reasons they're the biggest name and have most titles, because they gobble up any cheap fan service show.
Right.
Because that won't make a lot of money, but it makes guaranteed money. So they'll get like every big-titted anime girl show, and they put together a cheap dub because they figure most people buying that aren't going to watch the dub anyway.
Isn't that all of them?
This day and age, you'd think.
Except for Baki, which has like 3 women in it.
But like all the stuff like Master of Martial Arts or
oh god,
yeah, or what was that one with the fucking big titted chick that always has a sad face? I can't remember. She had a fucking chain around her neck. Stuff like that, like the fan service shows where it's literally just some dude surrounded by big titted women, hijinks ensue, the camera's always zeroed in on someone's ass, like that kind of show. They would buy all those shows, and they would dub them on the cheap. So they would put less effort into those dubs than they put into like Dragon Ball. And just crank those out to get an easy weeb money, get some neat bucks. And on those shows, those are the ones they tend to fuck around with the script, because they would put sort of their lower tier people where it was like they're all friends over there at Funimation. Everybody knows everybody. It's like I said, it's a clique. So they won't fire anybody, regardless of the shit they get into. Like there's a dude who's a writer over there named Tyson Reinhardt who just goes around insulting fans, like insulting their customers. And he still has a job over there because he has the right politics and he's friends with people. Jamie Marshy's the same way. But because she does shit like this, she would get sort of demoted down to working on these titty shows. Sure. And you could kind of tell she resented that. So those are the ones where she would put in a lot of these, and it wasn't just her, there were other people that were on these shows where they put in these little political messages into their dubs. You had, there was this one show called My Girlfriend is a Gal, which that title makes no sense in the West, but that gal is like a slang in Japanese for like these slutty girls that like tan their skin. And
I can figure that out.
Yeah.
Is Jamie Marchi a voice actress in How Not to Summon a Demon Lord? So, Leo Breaker 49 is asking. He says there's a weird dialogue change with one of the main characters.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. What she would do, she wouldn't just act, she would write, or she would be the head, what's the term, like a head writer. Sure. Like she wouldn't just script, she would be like sort of the one in charge of the scripting room for a lot of these shows, or she would just be involved in a lot of this. And those were the shows where she was involved as a writer. Those were like a lot of the titty shows. And even if it wasn't directly her, it was like a group of people that were doing this, that were sort of the like Milton in Office Space, just getting on. We're going to move you to the broom closet. That was these people. But again, they wouldn't be fired because everybody's friends. So and My Girlfriend is a Gal, an entire episode was reworked because it was something like, I don't watch the show, so I don't know the details. Something like the episode was centered around the cast was like working at some themed restaurant or something. It was like a titty bar kind of place.
Sure.
And they reworked all the dialogue to put in all this anti-right-wing, anti-MRA, anti-Gamergate type stuff, where the main guy that was supposed to be the guy running the restaurant that was like an asshole was using stuff like calling people cucks and accusing when the people complained about his behavior, oh, you're just some feminazi. Like they just put in all this shit. It's made him a straw man of everybody that yells at them on Twitter.
These people are broken, I think. Yeah. Let me read through some of these chats real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. Underdog Anomaly says DBZ Broly made $100 million. Of course, they're at Vic. Landon Mac and James says there's a lot of gay and lesbian romance in anime, buddy. It's subtle. You just got to explore it. No, I don't have to at all. Also, when is Chad and Weeb stream? I miss you, buddy. I'm working on both of those. Swisson Patty Allingam says talk about Meepy Gal and how she lied about Vic. Is that Marzi Girl? I think that might be Marzi Girl because
Mars Girl? Yeah.
she's been dropping a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, if Vic doesn't sue her, he's nuts. For those
Does
who
she have any
don't know,
money?
that's the thing. She might not. She probably doesn't. Uh, she was like ex Channel Awesome, and she was friends with Jew Wario, Justin Carmichael, who was an actual sexual predator. Like he actually groomed teenage girls and may or may not have raped one or two of them. And he had a fan club that was all about grooming teenage girls. And she claims she never knew, which is bullshit because everyone at Channel Awesome knew. People that barely knew this guy knew, and she was friends with him. And she did nothing. She never said anything because all this woman cares about is internet fame and clout.
Sure.
And if she had said something, she might have jeopardized her place on Channel Awesome because she was there from like the beginning. And
Right.
yet she never got popular. Despite, being there, one of the first people featured on the site, she never got big.
Probably
Most people-
because she's horrible. I'm
yeah,
guessing.
she has no talent, she has no charisma, and she ain't even pretty. So you have she was friends with this guy, never said anything, but she totally didn't know, despite the fact everybody knew. And then now she's trying to paint Vic like he's Jew Wario, and it's pretty transparent. She's trying to still reach for that internet fame while getting that albatross of "you did nothing about Jew Wario" off her face.
Right. Okay, so Durka Madurka says they all get 5,000 plus likes. They get clout. That's talking about the vapid. I gotta stop. The vapid people, the vapid lovely people on Twitter, telling their story. 06902 says Jamie Marchi worked with a pedo on another anime.
Yes, there was a guy. What the hell was his name? I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but he was busted for like having shitloads of child porn, and he was on a bunch of anime. Jamie Marchi worked with him, and when this guy was busted, this Texas clique, because he was in the Texas clique, not a peep. You didn't hear anything like this. Like you didn't hear all this, all this condemnation, all these people talking about it. No. There was another guy in the same clique that had sex with and tried to marry a 16-year-old girl.
Oh God.
Yeah, again, not a peep. You didn't hear anything from these people.
Of course not. They don't care. They don't care about this stuff that Vic's doing either. It's Vic that they're after. They're not after the event. They don't care about the victims. This is the disgusting lie of social justice, is that they actually care about any of this stuff happening to any of the people. They care about their virtue being out there. They care about, maybe if we're being charitable, they care about the principle of racism or sexism or something like that. But the individual victims, no, the victims are a means, and it's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
Swissum Patty Ellingam says Meepy Gal is a good EG of YouTubers lying about V. Yet we just discussed that. TLJ Screwjob said first response to Monica is from Miles Luna, co-writer of Ruby. How is this not a group effort to ruin his life? I mean, I think it absolutely is.
Every Rooster Teeth is also set up in Texas.
Yeah, that's what someone had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Gunnar Renee, which if Vic sues, man, I hope he finds some good discovery. Good discovery. Get fired by 2 Texas companies that have overlap with people and networks. Get discovery. Check those emails. Look for Vic Mignogna or Vic in any of the emails. See what you come back with. Gunnar Renee Oy says, thanks for the live stream. I screenshotted it and sent it to my mom. No, don't do that. We'll get thrown off the air. Jesse N says, I canceled my pre-order of Dragon Ball Super Broly because of this. Anonymous, oh, that's Bagel Goose, says, wow, Liam Neeson confirmed as lead actor in Moon Men in Black. Pixel Rush says, Nick, if anyone should know about this Vic drama, it's Cody. The AO Discord has been bursting at the seams with this stuff for a week plus now. Well, and I have him here now.
Well,
and
there was a voice actor that got our last Twitter account shut down.
Gator wants to talk about Rooster Teeth. Gator, I'm supposed to have, we've been talking about doing a stream on this subject, and I still want to do it. I want to do it mainly because I've been doing this stream for 3 hours and I'm about done for the night.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna, guys, just so you know, we're coming back to the subject. Cody will be involved. We're gonna see if we can maybe borrow Gator or something, or find a time where it works for Gator to join us. That's kind of been in the works, and I'm hoping to round out that discussion with some extra stuff. But know that we will be coming back to this subject because this is a big one. We've had I hate to jump on that train, but we've had Comicsgate, we've had Gamergate. This is looking like Anime Gate. Not that I don't know, not yet, but it's like the scent is there. It's nerd fandom is under attack. Warhammer's on the chopping block. They're really trying to do the same type of nonsense, and it's only a matter of time before this starts permeating into every single community where people aren't, and there's some interesting reasons for it that we're going to explore. But that is coming. Let's see. Next is Necro13 says, watching the anime community be separated and burning to the ground is odd. Yep, isn't it? One of those communities you never thought it could happen in. Just like comics, just like video games. They were safe. Leon Breaker 49 says, morning. Is this woman a voice actor? Oh, that was how to not to summon a demon lord. You weren't sure on that, and I have no idea. Landanime says, as someone who's seen more anime than AO, you're an idiot if you think Kobayashi is bad.
It's really bad.
I agree with you on Furikuri, but Miss Kobayashi, really, buddy?
It's so bad.
We don't have to have an argument about anime on stream right now.
Yeah, but it's bad.
Oh, is Team 4-Star from Texas? That's from...
I don't know, actually. I know they're buddies with Funimation because they started doing a Dragon Ball Z abridged series, the big parody series, and they shouldn't be in operation because their entire brand is derivative from Dragon Ball. They sell T-shirts that are obviously of Dragon Ball characters that they shouldn't, but they get away with it, and part of it is because they're buddies with the people at Funimation, and they've buddied with them, and even got a couple Funimation voice actors to appear in their abridged series under pseudonyms.
Sure.
So I don't think they're based in Texas, but if they're jumping in on this, it's because they've got, they got their connections with Funimation. They want to be good little soldier boys and keep their clout and keep their connections. And also they're pretty crazy left. I mean, each member of Team 4-Star, if you check their personal Twitters, it's just, ugh. Like, the shit they say is just the dumbest posturing fucking, I'm a good person and I won't stand for this type stuff.
That's the last thing on earth that I want to do is go to those people's Twitters.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Next is the Texan 83 says, Rooster Teeth has also done little about creepy stuff in the past. Gus Sorolla and the whole Cheese Master incident in 2015 and Connect the Hots. That sounds funny, whatever that is, but
here's the thing: they're firing Vic Mignogna for these allegations, and then two of their earliest founding actors played a game where they would stalk pretty women in their car. Like, if this quote unquote game amounts to they're driving slow along the city or something, like, oh, she's hot, let's just follow her in our car.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they talked about this on a stream where they were playing Minecraft, and they don't like it if you post that stream. So if you find a copy of it, Odd Guy from Encyclopedia Dramatica, he also goes by Easy Peasy.
Yeah.
He did a video on Ruby, and he played that clip in that video. So if you can't find it, go check out Easy Peasy's video on Ruby. It's in there.
Yeah,
They don't like it when you share that clip.
He was hitting this animation stuff 8-9 months ago.
Yeah.
Right when Comicsgate was really exploding, because I was talking to him and he said that he was exploring the animation stuff and finding it to be just absolutely disgusting and full of complete degenerates, and the fact that they're all writing kids shows makes it even worse.
Yeah, he's not even exaggerating. That's what's going on over there.
Yeah. Okay, so Win Ghostman says Scott Freeman is the pedo in VA.
That was him. Yeah, Scott Freeman. That was him.
Well, there you go. All right, guys. Well, Cody, thank you for coming on. I gotta wrap up because it's 3 hours and it's a Monday.
I just want to there was so much extra info I felt like y'all needed to know, and then Doug not knowing what this voice actor community was like. It was driving he's like, they would never lie about each other. Oh my God, would they ever?
Yeah, and well, here's what we're gonna do though. You and I have been talking. We're gonna get together a stream on this at some point when we can coordinate schedules. Like I said, I'm trying to arrange something. You know what I'm trying to arrange, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But we're trying to work something out. So that will be as soon as we can get those scheduled, and we'll revisit this with some different opinions.
When the stream ends, I do want to ask you about that real quick.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you come back and check. I'll be streaming probably every weeknight this week. There was one more donation that came through on StreamMe that I just happened to see. So let me check that real quick. And then, make sure you come back and check out the stuff. Follow me on Twitter and you'll find more of the stuff. And if you aren't subscribed, please do. We're getting close to that 24,000 subscribers where we'll do a 24-hour live stream and hate everything about my life. Loops on StreamMe says, speaking of Funimation, they have delayed the dub of Shield Hero for, quote, technical issues for over a month now. First episode was supposed to be out early January.
Yeah, Shield Hero, are you aware of the controversy with that show?
I heard it's misogynistic right-wing nonsense or something.
Yeah, because the main premise, and this is why everyone's saying that they should have Vic Mignogna voice the main character in Shield Hero, because the main premise is it's in this fantasy world, and this guy, one of these 4 heroes, gets falsely accused of rape by this princess, and it ruins his life. So he goes on a vengeance quest to get revenge against the princess that falsely accused him of rape and ruined his life.
Well, there you go.
That's why it's misogynist.
Yeah, that'll scare him a little bit, won't it? They're playing a dangerous game. I mean, that's the reality that we're getting to now with these campaigns against people and taking their money. Is you're playing a very dangerous game, and somebody, YouTube saw it happen, right? YouTube changed a minor rule, so some small channels stopped getting monetized for like the 30 cents that it was making. And the lady went to YouTube and tried to murder people. Yeah. You can't mess with people's money like this. And it will turn out bad eventually. That's the scary thing to me. These people don't realize what they're playing with.
Well, that's why I think the other, because like I said, he's primarily based in LA, and you haven't heard anything from LA. Like, they haven't dropped him off JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's on that show.
Yeah.
And that's not a Texas production. It's only Texas that's coming down on him, and it's only Texas that's firing him. He's fine. So I don't think people say his career's over. I don't think his career's over. I think it's taken a hit, especially with the convention shit. But there's conventions standing by him. I think he's gonna be hurting for a while. But like I said, nothing seems to be happening over in LA, and that's where the primary voice work is. So I think he'll be fine. I think he's just gonna be hurting, and like I say, he's still on JoJo, and if he's gonna get fired off crappy shows like Ruby, but still get to be on JoJo, Silver Lining, the one that didn't fire you, is the good show.
Yeah.
But
here's my final. I want to give a final thought on this, and that is, guys, if you're in these fan communities, and I'm not saying you need to be or anything like that, but if you are in these fan communities, a creator gets hit with this stuff, and our weapon, this is the weapon that we have, is that we can mobilize. Fandoms exist already in numbers and can support things that normal people cannot afford. We can do lawsuits. We can fund them. It's not me doing the lawsuits, so I'm not like promoting my own. I'm promoting some other lucky lawyer who will get to do it. But if a creator is taking this stuff and you care about these causes, when they do a GoFundMe, if you trust them, if you trust their cause, support them. When they go to fund these lawsuits, because this is the only way we fight back, is the fact that we have numbers and we have people willing to make small contributions that make big differences. And so just watch for that. I mean, what people did for Richard Meyer in the Comicsgate lawsuit against Mark Waid, that they raised over $100,000 for him. That's the stuff that needs to happen, because these things are more expensive than is plausible, even for very successful people, because they're not ready to take on the expense of a lawsuit. It's tens of thousands of dollars a month sometimes, and you just can't afford it. So I just wanted to get that out there. But Cody, thanks for coming on. Don't leave yet. I'm going to close down the stream, and then we'll talk for a few minutes. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for interacting and chatting. Thanks for subscribing and all that stuff. A whole bunch more coming this week. Make sure you check out the Real Lawyer Reacts videos that I've been doing. They're like 15-minute summaries of stuff. I put one up on Maddox. There's one coming out about Richard Meyer. There's one coming out about Alex Jones and Pepe very soon. There's a whole bunch of those that are coming out, just 15 to 18 or so minutes, recapping a thing, so you don't have to sift through like a 3-hour live stream to get the gist of it. Check those out. Please like and share those. They really help with channel growth and getting the word out to more people. So thanks, guys. You guys have a good night. Peace. Oh, and go subscribe to Anime Outsiders too on YouTube. And we'll be talking soon. All right. Bye.